Just when you fix everybody, because damn.
So,
I don't have Tharen's screen
last
yet, but
session, you guys finished up your missions up over in Isilra, up in the frozen north, recovering not one but two vestiges, as well as a secondary scroll of imprisonment. You just in the nick of time, escaping from danger, were able to word of recall and teleport back to Tharn's Grove, where you took a rest and took stock of your current mission, the things you've accomplished, things yet to accomplish, and took a long rest. Exchanged some information over some sending spells with your allies, learning some militaristic information as well as some personal good news information. You in the morning after resting, wind walked to Emerald Outpost to potentially do battle with your old nemesis Vandrick. Uh, Good old Vandrick. Why did that happen? That's why it happened. Vandrick, the Vicious of Clan Ezrodam Har. Him also sending. He also sending you a message across the party, expressing that he hopes you will not miss your date. You travel windwalk wise for 6 hours across Exandria or across Taldore until you arrived still in air form, kind of doing a quick circling over the top of the Emerald Outpost, where you see it is manned by several scout soldiers and appears to have some working counter siege weapons. And we will pick things up right there with you guys still circling above in gas form.
All right. Well, seems like we should
What would
land.
you like?
that is something to work with at least. Just eyeing everything. We have like the telepathic bond, so that's why we're talking to each other, right?
You are telepathically bonded, so you can communicate in this form.
You have to just keep like
Because that lasts for
taking inventory of everything,
Hero.
basically.
That lasts for 8 hours, right, Bureau?
No, I think it's like 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour. So never mind. You cannot communicate at the moment.
All right.
Yeah, all it sounds like is. Like
I'm gonna float down and turn back into not a fart.
All right. You float down inside the walls or outside the walls?
I guess probably whichever's closer.
It's equally close to you.
You know what? Just go for it. Go for it right inside the wall.
I'm fucking going in.
Your tokens are out. You can place them as you see fit.
Just drop down just inside the gate.
All right, so you drop down in air form, come to the ground, and you have to spend a minute concentrating on becoming back to your normal form.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
begin
landing
that process.
outside.
Yeah.
You're landing outside? Okay.
Ren's gonna stay up in the air a bit and see, like, a little bit further forward to see if she can see anything in the distance, like signs.
Sada is also going to try to land outside.
I will follow Vanya because it's probably gonna not end well for him. So
okay.
I'm gonna help him out.
Anybody else landing? Fike?
Oh, yeah. I'll stay up with Ren and keep a watchful eye.
All right. Kursk is probably gonna land and follow Tharn outside. Biero, are you available?
Yep, I am landing. Can you hear me?
Inside the walls or outside? Yes, I can hear you. Inside the walls or outside?
With the rest of the group. So I'll follow Fike.
Spike's not
Okay.
landing.
Oh, well, then never mind. I will land inside the walls.
All right, cool. You land with Vanya and Nox. A minute passes. Oh wait, sorry, Ren and Fike, you were staying up. What exactly are you trying to perceive?
Yeah, Ren was trying to go a bit further and see if she could see anything coming, like in the distance from high up.
How much
Any
further?
signs of anything?
You already. I think I remember saying last week that you did see them in the distance from your heightened position upon arriving, like deep on the
Okay.
horizon. They're
Yes, you did.
We saw them, but we
More
didn't
like-
get like a
more like-
number.
Yeah, I was trying to
Wait,
get like
can
more.
we speculate a number?
Like,
just
No, he
see, like,
did. He did tell us a number.
You know the number. Your intelligence told you there's 3 regiments coming.
Oh, okay.
With some other stuff.
Okay. Just
That
want
was
to
in
get one
the
more look at
messages
that.
you got from Alora.
All
I
right.
think they meant number is relative distance from the fort.
Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, miles per hour.
From what you were told, that when you landed, when you exchanged information with Allura, which was before your long rest at Grove, at Tharn's Riverbed Grove Temple, uh, it was like 28 hours they were out. So then you long rested, putting it at 20, and then you
So they're 14 hours away.
6 hours of travel here. Yes, thank you. 6 hours of travel here puts them about 14 hours away.
Yeah.
From based on the information you have and what you can, from what you can see from where you are circling over the top of the outpost, that's the best information you have at the moment. Unless you wanted to actually go scout or land and get a new report from whoever's in charge here, or however you wanted to do it.
Yeah, this was just does it still seem to be on target from what we heard before she's gonna land?
From what you can tell from where you are, yeah, it's more of like a mass in the distance thing, but
Okay.
it's like when Gandalf and Pippin are up in Minas Tirith looking out over at Mordor, and you can see like the forces kind of like marching, like that's kind of the view you have
Okay.
from where you are.
Cool.
So you all land. Over the next minute, you all revert back to your normal forms. And as you appear, those of you on the outside, kind of like within seconds of one another, begin to appear. The 3 of you on the inside do as well. And as you are not really trying to conceal yourselves, and these individuals are pretty perceptive people, when you come out of your form, within seconds, there's a half a dozen that kind of like reach for weapons and turn and look, because there's suddenly people there that weren't there before. When they see that you're not obviously not like hobgoblins or anything like that, they seem to relax a little bit. They're not pointing their bows at you, but there is an arrow notched, and there's a little bit of tension in the bowstring as they look and say, "Who are you? State your business." The
We're
three
here
of
to
you
kill
inside
the
the wall.
hobgoblins that have come to fuck with you.
Yeah, we
And
are
the asshole who's leading them.
we're the defenders of Taldore.
The
Alora sent us.
defenders.
Yes, Alora sent us.
You should speak with our. You should speak with our commander.
All right. Also, some of our friends are out there, just so you know. So let them in. When
You
they
can
come
see
to the
that
gate.
there's soldiers up on the battlements that are have like made eye contact with their compatriots. They've exchanged hand signals, and they're already opening the portcullis gate.
Sweet. Where is the captain?
The commander is at the moment inside the outpost. If we can wait for your friends, or I can take you right away.
Let's wait for them. That would be a good idea.
Very well.
Sure.
You guys who are on the inside, make a perception check for me. The three of you that are on the inside. Bureau and Vanya, you kind of, Vanya, you being the natural warrior, and Bureau, you being the intelligence officer that you are the first ones that you kind of look around and start doing a head count. You were told there were supposed to be 60 soldiers, 60 of these Emerald Outpost Rangers here. You're not clocking that many. You're clocking probably about 2/3 of that. So either there's less than was originally told, or there's some that are out on patrol. But you notice that as your friends come in from outside.
Well, as we're waiting, I'll ask, you short some or just have some out on patrol? We were told 60 of you here.
It's best if you speak with the commander.
Okay.
He'll have more information than any of us will.
Then speak with him we shall.
So your friends come across the small bridges under the raised portcullis gate. As you guys are led back into the keep, where you meet with a elven individual, male, long, blonde hair, that is tied back in a tight ponytail. Obviously, the pointed ears, but not in particularly resplendent regalia for being the commander. His outfit, what he is kitted out with is almost exactly the same as the rest of his soldiers, save the one thing that's different is he has a like a medallion, or a talisman, um, that he wears around his neck. As you come up, he looks over all of you and says, I assume you are who Alora said would be coming?
Yes, we're here to speak with the commander.
That's me. I'm Commander Travanis.
Well, good. You're the one we're here to speak with then, right?
Well met.
Right?
That is correct.
Yes, of course it's correct. It's what I just said.
I was agreeing with you.
Good. Keep doing that and we shall get along splendidly.
So long as you have sound judgment, that shouldn't be an issue.
All I have is sound judge. Who is this commander?
I am. We were
Yes,
just
we've
introduced.
already established that.
Then why did you ask the question?
Just
We're playing 20 questions here.
Who's on first?
Another hour goes by.
Third base.
just ignore him.
I don't know. Third base odds. But he, as you come in, he says, I suppose you should catch me up on what it is you know, so I don't um, go over information you already have.
We fill them in.
Yep.
Very well. You fill him in.
We avoid Thorn's list very quickly by getting
Yes.
the
We fill 'em in.
explain.
Yes. He says, very good. You're pretty up to date. The first thing I should tell you, so that you're aware, we weren't 100% sure whether you were coming or not until Allura informed us. So the weeks leading up to this potential engagement, we have been utilizing the supply of black powder that was sent to us by Lord Percival de Rollo and planting charges throughout the mountainside. Should we wish it, as we choose to evacuate through the mountain pass, we can start an avalanche that will entirely collapse the Emerald out on top of the Emerald Outpost, burying it in tons of metric tons of rock.
That is a great idea. I like it. it do we need this outpost? Is it a strategical advantage to have, or should we?
Absolutely, it is a strategical advantage for us to have, as well as a strategic advantage for the hobgoblins to obtain. However, between the hobgoblins claiming it and burying it, losing it forever between under tons of rubble, I would choose the latter.
Okay. I mean, I definitely agree with you. How do we go about getting us all out of here successfully? If that were the
There is
case,
paths through the mountains that we could escape through that are too narrow for vast pursuit of large numbers, and are quite maze-like, which all of my men are extremely well trained in navigating them.
okay. I think if we were to do that, unfortunately, I know this is stupid, but Vandrix seems quite vain, and I'm sure if we were
I'm sorry, I
to,
don't mean to interrupt you, my lord, but I wasn't finished informing you about what information we have.
oh, I'm sorry.
My my rangers have been harassing the supply lines, as well as making raids upon the advancing regiments, trying to slow their progress. From what we can tell, if we were to cease such operations immediately, they would probably arrive in approximately 18 hours.
So because your rangers are messing with them, it will be a longer time frame.
If they were to continue to harass them up until a point where they were so close, we would have to have them pull back in order to retreat with us through the mountains. We could potentially, if things continue to go well, and I don't have an influx of casualties on my raiding parties, we could potentially delay them for an additional 6 hours.
Okay. Well, my idea is if we're going
I
to
would
destroy the.
also like
Oh, go
to interject and inform you that if it is your intention to seek conflict at this place, my battalion and I will be staying to defend it as well.
We
See,
And until I do not intend to turn this into the tomb of my men and I, but we will fight and take as many of them as we can before we have to retreat.
We have no intention of making this a tomb either.
Yeah, reasonable.
we appreciate the sacrifice for that.
My latest raiding parties should be back within the hour to either exchange out, come in to resupply as another group goes out, unless you deem it that we should keep them all back. That is all the new information that I have for you.
Do we want extra time, or do we want extra men, or manpower, or forces?
well, more time means we could potentially set up some traps and get in one more rest before we fight, which is never a bad idea.
I agree.
Just true.
I think that's probably the safest route. If everything goes smoothly, we have the rest of the battalion join us unscathed and unharmed. Worst case scenario, they all die, and then we have what we have here. But that's worst case scenario.
By the way, you guys are standing in a stone and mortar room with a rather large wooden table that has several like a pair like a trio of three maps laying out strategically overlapping each other to give more close-up views of the immediate surrounding area. And there are those those little wooden things with like the flags, the little troop representation things that are on the table.
Who has the
Right.
shuffleboard paddle? Let's do.
It's not that big that you can't like reach out with your hand, and you don't need the shuffleboard paddle.
So, So, could you pull up?
You want to see the
What-
continent map?
Not the. I mean, yeah, might as well. Because I was wondering maybe if there was more space that we could see for that. But so, I ask the commander, what direction are they coming from, and what is geographically around there that we can use to our advantage to try and lower
You
their
already
numbers
informed
during the
me.
battles.
You already informed me that you are aware of the geographic terrain and the information that you shared with me that you already knew. And there's only one way to approach the Emerald Outpost from with that many forces, as you can see. And he points to the map on the table that is an immediate overhead of the Emerald Outpost. So if you zoom out that map from all the way back, you can see the only way that the outpost can be approached from.
Okay.
So northeast through that mountain pass.
The top up is north on this map.
So the top is going towards Amon.
The back of it is going towards Amon. Like if you were to pass through the tunnels, so like if you were to pass through the tunnels that go that way into the mountain, when you come out on the other side, you would be closer to Amon.
Got it. Okay.
Which is why this is of a strategic importance to the Hobgoblins. If they can take this, they don't have to worry about taking Kymel. This is a place for them to strike at Amon from, a fortified location.
Got it. And I understand now why they would blow it up. All right. Well, looking at everything that we have, Master Tharn, do you Do you have anything up your sleeve that Melora can help us fortify us more or weaken their numbers?
Of course. All things are possible through Melora.
All right,
Commander.
what is?
There is an old tortoise saying, "It is safe within the shell, yet safer still if that trying to eat you cannot make it to your shell."
That's a good saying.
That's an oddly
logical.
specific saying.
Is that an elven saying?
Elves don't have
Seems
shells.
It'd be very weird if they did.
Would not be that weird. Just be different. Many things have shells, and I start listing them.
Master Thorn. Let's stay on the task at hand, please.
Yes, of course.
Commander Travanis nods and says yes, all of those things have shells.
Yes, they do. That's why I listed them. Your
That was a
idea of
great-
harassing the troops is a good one, yet it seems to be on too small of a scale. Tell me. And
My forces are on a small scale.
Two big turtle hands on the table. Thorn leans over. In this area approaching here, where does it become the narrowest? Where are the peaks the highest and the cliffs most sheer?
He says there is but a short passage with high and sheer cliffs. The rest is more of a gradually sloping gorge.
Mm.
And he begins to shuffle through through a couple of the maps on the table, and pulls out another map for you. That's more of a topographical map. He points to you, shows you the map that you are looking at now, and says, "This is one of our reconnaissance outposts," and he indicates this kind of area over here. As you can see a little bit more exaggerated out image of this, he informs you that the troops would be moving from the bottom of the map up the map, and that this split here, where it goes into the Y, is not a huge thing. That's just a huge rock formation, and then it comes out, and then they kind of it comes back out around to a single pathway on the other side. But it also starts to open up more, and the cliff is sheer on the other side.
So real quick, you said this right here, that's to us, and then this over here is not there? I just want to clarify.
Well, I didn't see what you were indicating.
I didn't see either.
It's at the top of the map, the two forks.
The
Okay.
forks, those
They're both actually there.
If you were,
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
both there.
they both go
yeah.
around and then come back on the other side off the map.
Okay.
Yep.
Just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
I take out my
Real quick, sorry. Real quick, sorry, Mark.
Yep.
So if you guys look at any one of the maps, just like you can ask the commander and he will flip them. And me also moving you guys, or if you want to look at the outpost map, this map, or the continent map, just ask and I can switch you around. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay. I take out my glossography with all information about all landscapes in all known worlds and start matching up the information to that. Yes, quite. Good. Yes.
Master.
What?
Yes. Good.
Your what? Your glossography?
Yeah.
Sounds legit.
Totally.
I'm just making sure I caught that word right. Is all.
Glassography.
I mean, I didn't name it. If
It's
that
just
makes you
I
feel
don't know why it
better.
was just a funny word to me.
It's the elder.
No, I just thought that was a
cartographer's-
funny word to me. That's,
Yeah, it's elder
Yeah, no,
cartographer's glossography. It's my magical item.
I don't know why. I just thought that was I just thought it was a
Funny word.
Let's
I don't know
not give
why.
Bill shit. At one point in time, I asked him for a crucible, and he went, "What the fuck is that?" So let's not give him shit.
That seems like
Master
exactly
Tharn.
the reason to give him shit. What are you talking? Anyway,
Only Tharn can. Master Tharn, and Noxus will point to the map in the middle right here. It seems like we can make a choke point there of some sorts and buy us some more time to set up fortifications. Do you not think we could do that? Or maybe even to weaken their numbers some as well in the crossfire as they're marching through. We could set up an ambush of some sorts.
that is possible. However, 1,500 troops tomorrow or 1,500 troops next week is still 1,500 troops against what we have here.
Agreed. And I think an ambush to weaken those numbers at the high points, at high ground, maybe a rock slide of some sorts, a few fireballs or something. Maybe we can even I don't know if anyone has like some kind of magic thing to make something go boom, to make it look natural so they don't think it's us.
Well, I have a spell that I've never really gotten to use before.
Whoa. Oh no.
Slow
Sorry,
robot-y.
Hero, you are super robot-y.
I heard a spell you've never been able to use before, but it was really hard to understand.
A glyph
Yeah.
of robot is going on.
Hey,
He'll
TCK.
come back
Glyph
in a
of
couple
robot?
seconds. You
How's it?
back?
Hmm?
Better.
Hold on. Speak.
I have a spell
That's much better. Yes.
that we could use to create a trap
Boom, boom.
and put another spell inside that could cause some serious damage if we wanted to.
That would be great.
I can do something like that as well. I don't think that what we are going to do is just one thing. It seems a waste
no.
of this resource to simply just harass them and leave. This is what I was saying before to the commander. When you only have a few people with, quite frankly, only a limited amount of skills, I can
Appreciate you
understand
stopping by.
sneaking up, firing an arrow, lighting something on fire, running away. I think that we have an opportunity here to do something a little more dynamic.
Yes, and we have already done the lighting plenty of things on fire and running away thing before.
Yes. I think Vandrick would be. I don't know if he would know that we did that in Turst, but I mean, fucker knows a lot of shit that he shouldn't. But
And that is
I wouldn't
fair.
put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him to be ready for something like that. So
If
if
he
we're gonna
didn't
do
know
this,
it then, he certainly knows it now.
yeah.
Oh, wait, someone
so-
has the spell non-detection, right? Have we been using that? Is that the thing?
I mean, I have one more use of the dust of disappearance.
That's not no. The
No.
We had
non-detection
an
or
item
anything-
that allowed that, but we gave it to Master Scanlan for
Oh,
his
that's right.
scouting.
Yes, that's right. Now I remember the medallion. Yes.
Well then, any chance that anyone? I turn to the commander. Is this location protected by magic from scrying or overhearing? You know, this being a war planning room in the middle of a fort.
Ooh.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Then we can continue to discuss plans.
Sounds good.
But only this room. Which is why we set up the war table here.
That makes sense.
So, are we
Tell
thinking...
me, Commander. Oh,
No, go ahead, Tharn.
tell me, Commander. You said that if you needed to pull back, you would be able to bury this place in rubble. How precisely
Yes.
were you going to do that?
We've been provided vast amounts of explosive powder that would cause an avalanche, as due to the way we have placed it.
Oh, might stand.
How much of this do you have readily available?
I do not know the actual metric weight enough to cause an avalanche. I can have this investigated for you and reported back to you within. You watch as he starts doing like some like quick calculations in his head. 2.5 hours.
Seems reasonable.
Make it 15 minutes.
Master Thorn.
I don't think they can do that.
I'm incapable of doing that.
I mean, I'm
incapable
capable of doing that.
Then you
Darn.
do it.
I have other things to attend to.
Oh.
They doth not
If
have
you were
magical
to do
means
it,
to do
Master
have
this.
Thorn, how would you go about
It would
doing it?
appear that, it would appear that you have access to resources that I do not.
If you're only seeing that now, ugh, all right.
Master Tharn, remember what Renata said about speaking to people like children.
You're rather self-important, aren't you?
He is.
Yes.
He's been around for a
I
very
can
long
tell.
time.
He's very wise and helpful. Sir, let's try to avoid taking things personally at a time like this.
What kind of armaments
Oh,
do
I do
the
not. Do not take it personally at all.
what kind of
Excellent.
armaments
kind of
do the trebuchets, like there's flinging stones, or
The trebuchets can fling. The trebuchet can launch stones about the size of a two horse-drawn cart or a covered wagon. The mangonels can launch stones approximately the size of a large horse.
So we have that going for us.
We also have 6 barrels of explosive oil of 6 barrels of alchemist fire that can be launched um, and cause explosions upon impact.
And that's out of the trebuchet, or is that out of the catapults?
Either. There are also boiling cauldrons above each gate.
I think when it comes to fighting here, I think we will be in how Vanya would say, fine. I think we have enough defenses to strategically defend ourselves here in a good setting.
That's I disagree.
What more do you think we need?
Wizard bullshit.
I mean,
More
we have-
wizard bullshit.
Well,
I mean, we have
yes,
we
considering they have
Bureau,
Vendrick and whatever other battle mages that mayest be with him.
and that is why I'm trying to figure out what we should do. And Tharn is kind of on the same page of how can we fuck with them before they get here, and how can we take most of them out before they get here.
Again, Fike, we knowest not whether he knows about that and wouldst be expecting it from us again, given he knowest things that he doth not, well, he shouldst not.
and not magic though. What is he going to do about it?
I'm sure he heard of our escapade. Actually, no, I think he told us about he heard about our escapades with what's her face. I'm pretty sure he said he heard like what we did. Well,
Just a
maybe
thought.
maybe we can do something like that, but a little different. Tharn, did you say in character you can do earthquake, or that you hinted that you can shake the earth?
Yeah, on a number of occasions.
Okay. I mean, Master Tharn said himself he can shake the earth, so I'm thinking in that narrow pass, one, we can take out a lot of them, and it'd be one of the many encounters we can mess their day up and give us a little bit, one, more time, two, just kill as many people as we can before they get here. And Master Thorn can make an avalanche on his own with his own earthquake. I mean that's one of many things that we can do. I'd like to be on the side of making 1,500 to 500 if we can. 500 is a lot easier number to deal with than 1,500. And I mean, I can give us a dragon for an hour. So you and Noxus points at Renata, and I can attack from the sky and fight. You have your boots of flying still, correct? Fike?
Oh, I'm sorry, distracted.
You all right there, buddy?
No, I don't like seeing that many flags on the enemy side of the field.
No one ever does.
Don't worry, I'm not suggesting we put you in a hole and jump out behind them.
I mean, I'm totally down for that, but
that would literally be suicide.
We can't have Fike simply penetrating their back hole.
I believe you can. I'm pretty versed in taking up the rear flank.
We got Bill dying over here. Well, Fike, if that is something, like, do you see a benefit of something like that happening? Would you want to take Vanya with you and do something like a pincer attack when they get here? I mean, I'd rather it be at our front step than out in the middle of God only knows. Gods only know, you know. I'd like to be able to control as many variables as we can.
No, I wouldn't want to take anyone who doesn't want to go.
I'm more than happy to go.
That's kind of why I volunteered Vanya. It'd be a target-rich environment, which he would love.
I'm standing right here. You don't have to talk about me like I'm not here like that.
Say that again, Vanya?
I'm standing right here. You don't have to talk like I'm not here. In addition, if you give me a little bit of time to set it up, I think I can make them miserable and a lot less effective when we do engage.
How so?
How so?
Well, the belt does more than just giving me just letting me take a little bit of cord strength. It gives me
It
a
also
little bit of
holds up your
ability
pants.
to. It does that as well. Although my pants will never slide down over this ass. But
Increase your
it'll
cup
give
size
me
a little bit.
of Cord's ability to control the weather. I can give them a little taste of where I come from. See how they like some nice frostbite.
That would be much helpful.
Are you speaking of controlling the weather and creating some form of storm?
Yes.
Looking to be arrow at that too.
That might be a good idea to do after we've already visited much pain upon them, and as they try to regather themselves and tend to their wounded, more so than having them march into it.
Wear down their stamina.
Like it'll take a little bit of time to set up and to do. And to take effect, which is why I propose doing it beforehand. But I think Beerman has something similar that he's used
Yeah.
before.
As do I.
So we have 3 people that are able to control weather, which is extremely handy. Vanya, how many times can you do that?
Just once per day.
And I'm guessing Tharn and Bureau, you can do it as many spell slots as you have.
Yes, Melora grants me the power to do it at her whim. Her whim is only twice in a given day.
Okay. Okay, so we have something to fuck their day up once we've fucked them up. But the question is how are we going to fuck them up?
Answering that for you right now. And I'm going to sit down and ritually cast... Oh, I just had it. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, there it is.
Yeah!
Divination.
Okay, let me read. Your magic and an offering. Put incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, together worth at least 25 gold pieces, which the spell consumes. Are you using that, or are you using residual?
I mean,
it's up to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it could be either or, but also my religion is nature. So if I picked up 25 gold pieces worth of nice looking acorns, that would be what my religion is.
So many acorns.
It's specifically not like
acorns.
iconography style religion.
Like we said previously, you have at least one use of all your spells that have the material components thing. So I guess I'm asking, are you using that, or are you using the residual?
We have more than enough residuum, so but if you want to use whatever you
that.
have.
But then again, like honestly, even thinking about it, because I was thinking
Oh,
about.
I'm not saying it's not easy to I'm not saying it's not easy to like get more. I'm just saying,
right?
Like, which one are you using?
What
residuum
I'm
or the...
saying is that stylistically, I don't even know what $25 worth of or 25 gold worth of nature shit would look like.
Lots of rocks.
That's fair. Like I'm just like I don't know. Like what would be considered
rare
an
herbs,
offering
probably.
to?
Yeah, probably rare like
herbs or like a rare gem from the earth, or
I just got it.
Something,
What?
I just got it. I
a
walk
rare
over to
seed to
something
a
else.
rare tree or something.
No, I walk over to something else inside the room that we're in. That that is like a thing you will only find in civilization, and I burn it.
Okay, totally. It's easy to find something like that where you currently are. You walk over to like a compass, like like the little the compasses that you use to like figure out distances on maps and stuff, and you like pick it up and it just turns to ash and like falls to the ground like cigarette ash.
Take that,
but,
law bear.
Your magic and your offering put you in contact with a god or a god's servants. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM, me, offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading. The GM makes this roll in secret. Okay. I will ask you to be specific with your question to help me out. What is your
Wh-
question?
When using the black powder to cause an avalanche to fall onto as many of our enemies as possible, where would be the best place to put it in the canyon that we are looking to be in?
So you're asking on this map here,
Yep.
where would be the optimal place to place the black powder to cause the most amount of casualties or the most blockage of the path?
Casualties.
Casualties is the priority. Then probably at so you guys watch as Tharn grabs this compass. It turns to ash and just kind of like drifts out of his hands onto the table and partially onto the floor. And his eyes go blank, like milky white. And he asks this question into the air. Um, uh, and uh, he just holds out his stick, his prized stick that you guys know so well, and it's almost like a divining rod. He lets it just kind of like take him and guide him, and it goes over to the map that the commander pulled out for you, and you watch as he taps 3 locations on the map, and I will ping them right now.
Back, sorry.
Okay. Did you see those?
Yep.
Yeah,
I did.
you're okay. They're being marked.
Last one was like
So 1, 2, 3.
Wow, I was totally off on all of these.
I mean, it's generally speaking, like there, there, and there.
I think it'll be one of those things that if we move forward with this, it'll be like GM. We put it in this in the best place. We'll put it in place number 3, and it's not like, oh, you guys were 10 feet off.
Yeah, no, that's not. I'm
Yeah.
not that guy.
And we
So-
also appreciate you for that.
So I'll
So
in
after the
character,
stick taps the, oh sorry, after the stick taps the 3 locations, um, uh, there, the stick comes back down to Tharn's side, and he blinks, and his eyes are back to their normal, cataract selves.
it's why I smoke the ganja.
Yeah.
I'll I'll say this out of character. In character, I explain where those places are at. That's where Melora told us to use the black powder. The best approach would be for us to place it there before they get there and arm it with, say, a glyph of warding underneath the black powder to ignite it, and that we can use that as an initial blast and then do other things after it once the rock slide has come down. Then we can cause other chaos. And does anyone have any plans for that?
Weather?
Weather certainly.
Whether I feel after we've done a number of things to them and I do not suggest we just stand there for 30 minutes fighting with them. I suggest we do a number of attacks with powerful magics over the span of 30 seconds to a minute, then leave. Then we can use the weather once we're away. Vanya, I imagine your ability is much like mine, that the weather spreads out for 10 miles from where you are.
Yes.
So we do not need to be standing on top of them to do something like that.
Yeah. I have
The commander says, "I have a question.
I'm sure you do.
Would it alter your plans at all? Would it alter your plans at all if you were aware that there are individuals amongst the force that have mounts capable of flight, and that those individuals are powerful users of arcane magic?"
I mean, Renata and I have, well, Renata herself, you have a mount, and I can make a mount. I don't think that's an issue.
Tell me about the powers of these arcane peoples.
From what my scouts have been able to gather, we are by no means experts in the magical schools of the arcane, but they appear to be magic schools which are well suited for warfare, those of a protective and destructive capacity.
So out of character, war mage.
You can infer from that as you will. That is the best way he can put it as a man who's not skilled or trained in the arcane.
Yeah, probably like
Well, can we
evocation,
speak with them,
abjuration.
then?
What's that, Thorn?
Can we speak with them then and assess what their abilities are?
Speak with who?
Your warcaster.
My warcast? No, I'm saying these are enemy forces.
Thorn,
No, okay. Yeah, no.
we
you
are
said,
the warcasters.
You said we have mounted flying creatures and warcasters.
No,
No,
if,
they do.
Oh, it might have been come through garbly or
Okay.
something with a bad connection. I thought I said they have. Would it alter your plans if we told you that they have? Is how I started. Maybe there was a bad connection or something. But yeah, he's saying that apparently there are, there are individuals amongst the force who have mounts capable of flight and are powerful users of arcane magic. He's not. He's saying it's a handful. It's not like a platoon or anything like that. It is a handful of individuals that have
5 at the
that have
most.
this.
Well,
The majority of their forces. The majority of their force is heavy infantry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, finish off, Bill.
Oh, the majority of their force is infantry. They have some siege engines. And they have.
I wish Bill had a better connection. I don't know what happened.
Cyclops siege units.
Okay.
And their like individual platoon commanders are mounted as on dire wolves.
Commander, do you know what these flying mounts are?
One I have never seen before. It is a many-headed creature with wings. One head is that of a dragon, one is that of a lion, and one is that of a goat. The other 4 ride wyverns.
Would Noxus know what that is? Because John knows what that is.
Yeah, have we ever encountered anything like that before?
I don't think
You absolutely know what a wyvern is.
But Chimera.
But I'm talking about the Chimera.
The other one?
Yeah.
You can whoever you can make arcana checks if you. You don't know Vanya, but it sounds like it would be really fun to fight.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey.
Noxus, you are unsure of it. It sounds like it'd be really scary to fight.
That does not
Ren,
sound fun to fight, Vanya.
Ren, you
People did a lot of weird shit in the Age of
memory-
Arcana.
Tharn, you are unfamiliar with this creature. It does not sound like by any stretch, a natural beast at all.
Mhm.
Shit, guys, I can't wait till we have a fucking wizard.
But Ren, the only thing that strikes you is you recall Empress Sinimo, telling you about that beholder that you were thinking about going to visit.
Hmm.
He had some sort of, or they or it, whatever it was, had some sort of three-headed pet.
Oh.
But that's so you've heard of a creature like this before. You're still not 100% sure of what it is or what its capabilities are. Apparently, based on what the commander just told you, it can fly at the very least. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we're worried about
Absolutely.
flying things, then yes, Vanya can control weather and make a low fog that would obscure things more than 50, 60 feet up, and that would probably prevent them from flying entirely, or at the very least not flying that high.
Mhm.
Also,
Also, hey, Commander.
or at the very least preventing them from seeing you from the sky or from the ground.
Yeah. Also, hey, Commander. How would you feel about sending
Yes.
5 or 6 people with us and turning a wyvern or two into a fucking pincushion for them to practice on?
My forces are at your disposal as ordered so by the Taldori Council and the Wardens of Singorn. You may do with
Coolio.
them as you like.
Well, we have a bunch of very
However, I will say, as a man of honor, if you play recklessly with the lives of my men, I am honor bound to kill you.
well, you can certainly try if you find me reckless with them, but I wasn't planning on doing that.
Yes, we have no.
I was not planning on you doing it either. I felt it only need to be made known.
Hmm.
There's not a lot of inflection in this guy's voice. You get the sense he's a very, very no nonsense kind of individual.
Well,
With all due respect, sir, enough lives hath been lost in this war already that we ought not here to play reckless with anyone.
Vanya, what's your idea?
Oh, it's pretty simple. Whenever we go fuck with them, whenever we go fuck with them,
Sorry.
Hold on.
the wyvern.
Vanya.
Sorry.
Hold on. Sorry. He regards you, Ren, and says, it pleases me to hear this.
Go ahead, Vanya.
Sorry, go ahead.
Simple plan. Whenever we fight them, or whenever we do something to them, they're probably going to send up their wyverny and whatever the fuck that other flying thing is, to come kill whoever did the thing to them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it behooves us. Vanya would not know what that word means. It would be a good idea to have some people with bows who are very good with those bows, to turn their fucking flying things into pincushions, and see to it that whoever's riding them hopefully falls to their death.
So you want to set up an ambush for the ambush, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
I
guess.
love it. I love it. It's a
If
great
these-
idea.
However, if these aren't.
Sada pipes in and says, all of this sounds wonderful and I support it, but I only wish to remind is I fully endorse trying to thin their numbers before they are able to arrive, but is slowing them really something we wish to do? We are still on a timetable, are we not?
I mean, we could do both. I mean, if Master Thorn were to do the earthquake in the right spots to thin
I
their
am
numbers,
aware that we can. I'm sorry, Noxus, I'm aware that we can do both. I'm asking if we want to slow their advance too much. The longer it takes us to acquire the items we need, the further the force with the Tarask is able to advance. Yes.
True.
Yeah. Yes,
Hmm.
you are correct.
So we
I
have
think-
about 17, 18 hours at this point. If they stop harassing them.
If they stop harassing them, I
Mhm.
think he said it was 14.
Okay.
Okay, so the harassment gives us the extra. Okay.
Yeah, it was the harassment bumps it up to 18.
Got it. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more time than we do now. And if we do, it's not going to be by much. It's only going to be a few hours. It's not going to be days.
It could be, but that's the thing. If we are able to inflict enough damage on them, if we are able to stop them enough and kill enough of them that they either turn back or pause any sort of march until they can recoup their numbers, heal wounded, etc., it may be days before they begin marching on this location again. During that time, we would be able to achieve other things. Alternately, if they turn around and start marching back, it will take them even longer to meet back up with the force with the Tarask, limiting their ability to reinforce them with their numbers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And by the time, if they were to, as Master Thorn was saying, take their time to recoup, we could go to the Feywild and come straight back with our quarry, because, you know.
I mean,
I just wanted to make sure it was being considered. That is all.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate that.
Even if
we're-
we accepted this as folly and simply left and went to the Feywild now and told these people to blow up their base and let them have nothing but rubble, it would still be the same amount of time when they would eventually get here in 14 hours. It does not change timetables or tactics that much.
Yeah, this is kind of more just of a chance to fucking kill Vandrick.
I mean, Vandrick and maybe
I
the other
agree.
wizards.
And all of these goals seem worth trying to achieve. As I said, only wish to make sure every hour that passes is another hour that the Tarask and their forces draw closer to the next major population area. That is all I
Wait
am
a
trying
second.
to express.
We're not here to kill Vandrick. We're here to try to save this place.
I thought we were
What?
here to kill
We are
No.
Vandrick.
absolutely here to kill Vandrick.
No, we're trying to keep a position of power. That is a bonus if we get him. That is not our goal here. Our goal is to make sure that this place does not fall to them. Killing Vandrick is a boon. I won't deny it, but we're not here to do that.
They already have a plan to avoid giving it to Vandrick without us.
I know that, but I'm saying we can't go chasing after him if they turn tail and run.
That I can agree with. As much as I doth not
I
wish to
hate
see
him.
him in the final battle.
Yes, I hate him and I don't want to see him alive anymore, but we cannot sacrifice one of our own to finish a spat for no reason.
Of course
Duly
not.
noted.
The death of Vandrick would be fine, but if we are able to kill everyone except Vandrick, that would be a greater victory than simply killing Vandrick and a handful of his god and letting the rest of the army stand.
See, I was smart. Thon agrees with me, and it was my idea, so.
I definitely can see your thoughts, and they are valid, and by no means is the main forces is definitely a focus, but cutting off the head of a snake is a lot better than chopping it into little pieces.
Right, but he's more like a Hydra because he's only one of the heads. We're not killing the Emperor. Vandrick is just a general.
You have a good point.
Even generals
Well, if we see an opening to kill
can destroy
Vandrick, we will
morale in
take
an
it.
army, like, so note that, but I understand.
Also, Vandrick can probably kill a lot of people if we just let him go loose on whatever army is at Crackhammer.
It's true.
He hath proven himself capable of doing that so far.
So then I guess the
While
the real
previous
question
encounters
is,
say anything.
the real question is what's the priority? Is the priority the head or the body? Being the
Vandrick.
forces.
The army.
The army doesn't matter. The army can come here and take the pile of snow that this will be when everybody leaves. Whatever. Vandrick is more of a threat than they will be.
I mean, without Vandrick, what will lead them? Who will tell them where to go? Like, he's very intelligent.
We can leave them with a horrible Arctic storm that will have half of them dying from frostbite anyways.
I see both points, and I'm just posing this to the group and what they all think. We need to focus on one or the other.
I would
Thon, the warm room is not resistant to fire damage.
It is not
I cast
immune either.
Firestorm.
The war room does burn.
If we aren't dealing with what is coming here, given the ideas we have had so far, perhaps the focus should
Perhaps
be...
you all. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Now you have to rethink. If the casters are the ones with flight, perhaps the focus should be, if they are their support, then such fog should be placed on top of them to avoid them being able to see where they are casting and stop many of... I know many spells require sight to be able to cast properly, but if we know where they are, if we can trap them within some sort of maelstrom or fog, they cannot see where they are, but if we have enough firepower on top of them, they would not know how to counter it or be able to see.
I have that new spell that I just acquired. The maddening darkness that could potentially help within the fog as well. They wouldn't be able to see it to be able to counterspell it.
Perfect.
Well, the one thing to be careful with on that is if we set up the explosives with a glyph of warding set to be activated optimally for us, then it is simply an explosion of black powder that causes rocks to fall. If I were to, from behind cover unseen, cast Earthquake upon the mountain and cause stones to fall, maybe from the other side, having an avalanche from both sides onto them, unseen, they would still not know that they were under attack by individuals that they could target. As soon as a spell is cast that is clearly a spell, such as a magical darkness, they would understand that someone is physically there and attacking them. At that point, plus one would assume that all of these casters have at least the ability to cast Dispel Magic. And if it's something that is easily discernible right in front of them, it gives them the opportunity to do so, thereby wasting a high-level spell.
Very good point. How many times can you cast this Earthquake, Master Thorn?
I can cast it as often as Melora deems I am worthy to.
2.
Twice.
That is the number she has deemed, and I am not here to question that.
Okay, well, that's excellent news. That gives us more ample time and more opportunities. So one plan, can we all agree? One plan is this pass here. Tharn and Bureau would do their glyphs of warding and earthquake to make things go boom and rocks fall. Can we agree on this?
Yes.
Seems a good opening salvo, especially with the explosion first and then the earthquake right after it. I would imagine that it would be quite difficult for them to know that someone is physically there and where they would be. There's no reason to expose ourselves when we don't need to start with. Plus,
Yes.
it does not make a lot of sense to use high-level spells that could affect a group prior to knowing where living and dead people are going to be under a cacophony of falling rocks.
Yes.
These glyphs, would
I
one with
agree
magic
with
be
the
able
one
to
they
see
call
from
it-
above?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If they had a way to see magic, could
Pardon?
they be dispelled if they aren't seen ahead of time by scouts from above? These glyphs.
Mhm.
Well, they would not be unable to be seen.
I thought so far was simply if they had magic users from above that could see magic, they may be able to see and potentially dispel the glyphs before they activated.
That let me say this: that is a possibility. However, for the most optimal effect for causing these avalanches, the explosives used would not simply be left on top of the mountain. You see, if you light a firecracker in your open hand and it goes off, there's just a little burning of the skin. But you wrap your hand around it, well, someone's helping you open ketchup bottles for the rest of your life.
What is a ketchup?
Yeah, what is ketchup? Thorn, what is ketchup?
Oh, was I really the only one who got the
No.
reference? Okay, that's fine.
I got
No,
the
No,
reference.
I got it. Yeah.
I got the reference.
Boom.
Thank you, Bruce Willis, or Billy Bob Thornton. But
we would we would basically I would use like stone shape or something to open up a slot. We would drop all of the stuff in there. The glyph of warning would be underneath the explosives, and then we
Right.
could just cover it with dirt. And if it's like even detect magic, if it's beyond a certain amount of rock or dirt, it can't be seen. So it would effectively be hidden. They could be standing right on top of it and not see the magic.
Okay.
Right.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
a
she has
great
no
idea.
idea how that works.
different materials are different things. I think it's like 3 feet of earth, a foot of wood, or like even a thin layer of lead. They can't detect magic through that. And
Yeah, I'll
Commander,
throw it in.
the commander,
I'll throw it in the thing just so everybody can see it.
the commander turns to you, Renata, and says, "Ketchup is a food condiment made mostly of tomatoes."
Oh, thank you.
In
I'll take out her book and
in this
start
country,
writing
it's
that
made
down.
Of, it's made out of mushrooms, but go ahead. We know it as
It usually comes inside. It usually comes inside of a glass bottle, and often people make jokes that it is difficult to open.
Marks that down. Closes his book, puts it back on.
That's modern day ketchup technique.
So, so we can agree on this. This is a good plan. What is our next stage of action before or after this?
Well, the commander says, "Well, that would depend on what your priorities are. Is your priority to repel the forces and maintain this keep as it is, or is it to do something other than that? Kill all the forces that are coming, regardless of the cost to the outpost? This, I believe, will be pivotal in deciding what your plan of action should be."
Well, I don't think that's a question that we can answer until we've undertaken this next step goal of how much damage can we inflict, and then what do they do? See, there's a game called chess, and whilst you can plan moves ahead of time, what you do is entirely dependent on the moves that your opponent makes. I learned it from a queen.
Yes.
Commander, how far away are the forces from this pass?
Currently,
Yes.
they are several hours. They are several hours travel on foot.
All right. We have some time before we can set this up, but we need to be quick on setting this up.
Well, fortunately, we should still have an hour of our wind walk available.
That is, Kursk says that is correct.
So maybe we should go do this. It's not. How far away is this pass from here, Commander?
Traveling in which manner?
300 feet every 600 feet every 6 seconds.
He does. So you watch as he goes back into that, like doing math calculations in his head, phase, and says, you could arrive there at approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes.
But you were attempting to create these glyphs and whatnot under the black powder, correct?
Yes.
They need us more time to gather how much they have extra for us outside of the what they were going to use against the outpost itself. 2 hours, I believe he said.
It would take
Sorry,
considerably less time to gather the amount. He says it would take considerably less time to gather the amount of black powder you would require for this mission than it would to calculate the exact amount of the black powder we have in its entirety. I could have 3 casks of black powder secured for you within 10 minutes.
Oh, all right then.
Well, I had already asked for them to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we can't carry casks of black powder while we're farts, can we?
Unless
No, you
looking
I
at
could put it in the bag of holding.
the hole or a bag of holding.
Yes, we plan to shove them up Fike's hole.
Yes.
Bill, I don't want to make this into a whole joke, but how full is my hole?
It is all the way full.
Hang on.
It's
Honestly,
it is all the way full. You
so-
filled it with as much residuum as it could hold.
Okay, so my hole is not an option right now. So put it in the bag.
Why
of
don't we
holding.
just leave some of the residuum here?
Yeah, you can empty your
For
hole
an hour.
into the middle of this camp.
Honestly, that I feel like the question that Fike just asked is something Sam Riegel would ask. So I applaud you, sir. I applaud you, Sam. Our Sam.
It also does have quite a bit of treasure in it.
Yeah, it has tons of money
The clipping begins.
and residuum stacked on top, and then some of that giant's Mutter's milk from yesterday. We made residuum cereal out of it. It's not a good time in there right now.
Right,
Oh,
and
no,
these are also things that Tharn knows and does not care about. Leave your shiny things in the middle of the camp. Take what is actually important, and then it shall fit.
Tharn, two of us have bag of holdings.
Fine,
Vanya and I have the bag of holdings, and we can put the casks in our bag of holdings if need be.
All right, I assume they were barrel sized, so they wouldn't actually fit. But if they do, then we shall do that.
Yes, casks are generally large.
Yeah, they would not fit in your bag of holding, Noxus.
All right.
They're too big. They're like think of like a keg of beer.
Okay, that's pretty big.
You would not be able to get you would not be able to get that inside of a backpack.
Then why don't we put some of the residuum in the bags of holding?
All
or
right,
just
well,
here.
I'll go. I'll start separating.
It's fine.
things.
There's no reason to do this much calculation. You can obviously just shuffle some stuff around and fit them in the
Yes.
in the
hole. Okay. So
The hole
yes.
provides.
The hole. Spike's hole provides.
Spike's hole provides.
Oh, my.
Spike's hole provides.
We've known this for years.
All right, so that problem is fixed. Shall we go do this now? Come back and wait for it to go boom, and figure out our next steps, or figure out our next steps while we are waiting for it to go boom?
Sure, why the fuck not?
Yes, well,
we'll-
we're not simply going to place it and then leave. We're going to place it as an initial charge, and then from where we're at, we will continue to do things until it is time to skedaddle.
Okay. Will the glyphs just go off, or does Bureau have to like snap his fingers to make them go off?
He can choose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thorn, how far away can we be for you to cast your earthquake? Do we have to be right on top of them, or can we be a substantial amount of maybe miles away?
We can be as far away as Melora allows.
Which is
which is
500 feet, I believe.
Approximately twice per day, obviously.
500. Okay,
300.
300. Okay, that's actually
Milora is
very
very
good.
specific about the distances in which her divine magic is used to cast spells.
Okay, so that's good news. I say we go and do this and set this up now and set the trap. I mean, is there any more we want to do for this? Did we want to spring more of an ambush attack here, or did we want to? I just want to make sure. Are we done planning? Is this like once we're done here, we're going and we're going. We won't have another time for planning. I just want to make sure we're clear on what's going on.
Well, it will take some time for us to set this up and for them to march into our trap. During that time, we can also come up with other ideas. If you have something specific that you would like to do, as I said, some of what we do will be reactionary. We may have 3 or 4 ideas, but depending on what happens, if we cause this avalanche and somehow they magically prevent all of the rocks from falling on them, then obviously the plan will have to change slightly. But if we wind up dropping these rocks and killing an entire regiment, then and the other regiment is 500 feet behind them, we won't know. Also, we don't know where Vandrick is in these 3 regiments. We don't know where the ogre thing or the cyclopses are, where any of that is placed. We simply know that they are marching. We do not have more information than
We should have more, like I said previously, when the force that is returning, we're supposed to be back in approximately an hour. That was about 30 minutes ago. So that meaning, guys, that since you landed, it's only been about 30 minutes, so you have about an hour and a half on your wind walk left.
Okay.
Well, why don't we wait 30 minutes for them to return and for the powder to be gathered? And then we can hear whatever they have to say and go blow people up based on that.
Are we gonna be out of Windwalk by the time they get here with the
Yeah,
powder? Because we
we're
only
not
have like an hour left.
No, we had an hour and a
by the
half.
time-
Like
By the
An hour
time
and a
they
half.
get here with the powder, by the time they get here, by the time the powder, it's going to take them another 10 minutes to get the powder
Yep.
for you. It's going to take, on top of that, an additional 20 minutes for the platoon that was out to return. However long it takes you to debrief them. So then you would have an hour of wind walk left when they get back. However long it takes you to debrief them, let's say it takes 15 minutes. I don't know how long it'll take. You would then have 45 minutes of wind walk left.
we're not gonna have enough time to get to our actual destination. Then because
You could certainly get most of the way there, and with a combination of, all of you having like flying mounts and shit, and a flying carpet and all that, it would probably like if you. But I mean, it depends on how long it takes you to debrief them. But yeah,
Fike is very quick at
the way
debriefing
back.
men.
You also, if you're not planning on, it depends on what you're doing. If you're not planning on sticking around for them to set off the trap, or you just need some people to launch some fireballs to set off the kegs or whatever, then you could split the party if you wanted, and just send a few people to go do that, and then run away after it off. But I mean, that's all up to you guys. You guys got to. I'm waiting for you to turn to me and say, "Hey, we're doing this now," and then we'll do that.
Mhm.
Can I get a piece of the something that's intrinsic to the fort? Like a
Sure.
piece of the wall or something?
They'll hand you a piece of paper, like correspondence paper that has like the seal of the Emerald Outpost on it, which you now realize is the same as the design or seal that's on that talisman the commander.
Excellent.
Hmm. Yeah, how long would it be to get back on like Crackle with his dash? versus some things.
To get back on Crackle with his dash, if he was carrying few enough people that he could go full speed.
Mm-hmm.
It would take like an hour to get there with your wind walk. So with Crackle, it would take some like a
180
few
dash.
hours to get back.
Right. So we're saying if you did not wish to use up any of your high level magic bureau, if we wish to split, we could go.
Thorn does make a very powerful case, though. We don't know if who is where and if they can just stop the rocks from falling. I think it would. Nox would know this word. Behoove us to be together, and I mean, we did say we would have enough time for one rest, correct?
If we are successful, or if we do nothing, they'll be here tomorrow morning, depending on what time of day it is.
It is currently
mid-afternoon, because we woke up 6 hours down.
Yeah. 12. It's like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
1 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, so 13 hours from now, presuming that they might stop to sleep, but not like long rest.
And
Yeah.
I think we
If you
should.
were to do nothing, they'll be here in 14 hours. So 14 hours from 1 p.m. is like
3 in the morning.
3. Yeah, it's like 2, 3 in the morning.
I say we send back out the harassers. If we're gonna do this.
It's wintertime, so sunup is quite a bit later in the day.
If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this glyph and an earthquake, then we're going to need the harassers to keep harassing them to give us more time so that we can build back up our.
That's the thing. That's the thing we
spells.
won't know until after we've done whatever we've done.
Well, I'm just saying. I think it should be a given.
I would also
regardless if
imagine
it's successful or fails.
I would also imagine that if it's successful and you avalanche the main path there, it's definitely going to slow them down quite a bit. Not just the fact that they're going to have wounded, but also they're going to have to, in some way, shape, or form, clear the path in order to continue on. You imagine with like cyclopses and magic and stuff, they could probably do it a lot quicker than if they just had to have individuals like lugging rocks around. But
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's only going to give us hours of an advantage.
Yeah, you're kind of at the point where you need to either make a move or stay and just wait for them to show up, because you're not going to know what to do until you see. If you stay, you could just sit in this place and try to up the defenses. If you make a move, whatever that move is, that's going to impact whatever your next, depending on how that succeeds or fails, or how well it succeeds or how badly it fails, is going to depend on what you do next. So it's blackjack, hit or stay.
We have to shit or get off the pot.
I say let's shit. Let's take a vote on it now and let's move on. Let's stop planning. We don't have a lot of time. So I say we shit. That's 1.
Let's go already.
Yeah, let's go.
That's 2. That's 3.
I'm so tired sitting here planning.
That's 4.
Are you waiting for the people to come back and report to you?
I think we could.
Why?
You guys want to?
Let's go.
You guys. You don't want to wait. You just want to go. You don't want to find out any more information.
Nope.
Vendrick's almost
live on the edge.
Vendrick is almost certainly going to blow something up that will make us immediately aware of where he is as soon as the explosion happens.
Oh.
So Bureau is on the good Lord Savior Leroy Jenkins. I hear.
Who is that?
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about, Renata?
Also, after we leave this room, let's not talk about the plan too much anymore.
Right.
Yes.
Real quick, if shit goes awry, Bureau, you will like emergency teleport us back here, correct? That is the plan if shit goes south.
If need be. And I stop talking because I'm just going to start working on ritually casting a telepathic bond again.
Ooh, I love it.
That is actually a good
The
idea.
commander says you could also use this,
What's that?
and he
Sending a stone.
holds out an envelope that
Oh.
has Bureau. You recognize it has the seal on it is that of Allura Vysoren. And she says a gift from Lady Vexalia. And there's a letter explaining that this is a ring that requires attunement, but while attuned to it, you and anyone within 60 feet of you is immune to divination magic.
Let's go.
Why would Bureau get that? He's not even a lord.
It wasn't specifically given to me.
It wasn't specifically given to him. I just said that he recognized the crest, the seal.
Okay.
But it would be a good actually to have the telepathic bond that works over no matter the distance, correct, Vieira?
Correct.
Then how about this? I shall stay here for the time needed to listen to any more information. I can disperse it through the telepathic bond to the rest of you, and then continue after you, and then Crackle and I can fly the rest of the way.
That sounds like a sound plan. And
Sure.
while we're working, then you can come get us. Yeah. I think that's a sound plan. So let's make this happen, guys.
Would Sada and Kursk ask if you would like one of them to stay with Ren, because they will not slow. One of them will not slow her on Crackle.
Sure, Sada, you stay. Curse, come on.
No,
All right.
do you mind if I stay back?
You can.
You want to stay, Fike?
Yeah, I'm not super integral to the magic situation that's going on. I think if we're just
Your
gonna end up
hole
here,
has the
All right.
casks.
yeah,
Your
I can
hole
hand you
has
the
the
hole.
cat.
Here,
Out of
can?
character,
You
since
Break that
we
stuff
all
off. It's easy to.
Okay.
since y'all will be staying back, probably one of y'all best use the time to attune to that ring.
Well, that would need a full hour.
Yep.
There wouldn't be
I
enough
could
time
say-
for that for...
I mean,
Can anyone attune to the ring?
Curse can. He can swap it something
Anyone
else.
can.
Yeah, mostly, does anyone have any free
Ooh.
attunement slots to begin with?
What about Sada? What
yeah,
are
the
Sada's
Sada.
attunement slots?
Sada is only attuned to two things, so they have an open attunement slot.
All right.
I say
Well,
give it to Sada then.
You attune one then.
Okay, she will.
She can rest on
Right,
Crackle
let's-
if we're going... Though I guess if
let's-
It sounds like Fike's staying with you. So
Yeah.
all right. Those of you that are
let's slow
going,
this down,
go
though, Fike.
out into the.
This.
What's up?
what's up?
I'm saying if three of us were staying, is Sada coming along to them because she wouldn't have time? Like,
No, Sada's.
but if
Sada,
three of us are
yeah,
staying,
if Sada's staying to the ring, staying to attune to the ring, then she can't come with you on.
Sada can
Crackle.
come with us and then attune to the ring once we get there. We've got like more than 2 hours until they show up,
Mhm.
right?
okay.
We still have several hours until they show up.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Then Vandrick can
Yes.
watch us do
Um,
stuff for an hour, I guess. And
Okay.
watch us be
All right,
farts
so
for
those of
another
you-
hour.
So those of you that are going, go out into the courtyard. Bureau, you're casting telepathic bond.
Yes.
Using a spell slot or ritually.
I was doing it
So
while
what's the
everybody
casting
was
time on it?
10 minutes if I do it as a ritual.
Is it
And I was
10?
doing it while everybody was modeling.
All right. All right. So you cast that. The rest of you take a minute to transform and you into mist, and you take off. Excuse me. And then the other two of you sit around and wait. 20 minutes goes by as the last raiding party returns. Um, they inform you that things are as planned. There was a single fatal casualty. So you guys are down. You guys are down a soldier. You also found out that with their raiding parties, they had lost 2 additional soldiers before you got there, and you're down to 57. Um, but they say that as far as the timetables are concerned, things are going according to plan. They are steadily supplied. They are, in spite of their harassment, making good time. And they are they kind of, with not really like a sign of respect, just like you got to give it to them. They're very disciplined marchers, they explain, and they do make really good time. It's actually a little bit impressive. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They're, as a matter of fact, the opposite of happy. But you have to, you know, um, appreciate what your enemy is good at in order to understand them. So, but they're a very disciplined force, they report. And do you have any questions for them? The two of you?
What's the setup? Is it like infantry, siege weapons in the back? Like
The the infantry is the front of the column. They usually have a few people as like scouts, as like point men who walk like a 20 or 30 feet in front of the rest of the, like just a couple of individuals spread out, just kind of walking 20 or 30 feet in front of the rest of the forest. The rest of them march in box formations, um, in groups of like 60-ish, with their whatever, with that battalion's captain marching kind of like on their dire wolf at the front of the box formation. So it's all the infantry tends to be in the front, um, and the more sophisticated forces are towards the back.
sophisticated as in the arcane casters or the
Giant
heavy cavalry? Okay.
casters, giant cyclopses, um, siege weapons, things like that.
Did any of them see Vandrick like he's actually here?
They've never seen Vandrick before. They inform you that they give you a physical description of the commanding of the leader. They didn't see him in their last run, but they have seen him previously, and they describe him physically, and you recognize the description.
Oh, he didn't. All right. So yeah, he did taunt them. All right. Cool. Ren relays all that. I'm gonna cast find steed and summon Valor as a warhorse. Just in the 10 minute and the waiting
So
time to get them here.
You're gonna ride and not
No,
ride
no, no.
with
I'm
Ren.
just, no. I'm just gonna summon them to have them
Oh,
at the
okay.
base.
Yep, totally. Yep, you do so. All right. So you dispense that info through the bond as you guys take off. The rest of you arrive an hour later at the location. You see the little like platform that was marked on the map. That's like the little outpost, like spotting area. And those of you with higher perceptions notice like the little tucked away hiding spot of like the camping supplies that are usually left there for whoever's posted there on lookout. But you guys, it's an hour later. You arrive at the location you see.
Cool.
Right. Should we get to work then?
Let's. We say only through our telepathic bond.
Yes.
Absolutely. So,
Can-
Sada puts the ring on and begins to attune to it.
Okay.
Should we kind of? I say this through the telepathic bond. Should we kind of fuck around and make it look like we're doing something that we're actually not? You know, like misdirection.
I assume that
Over
all
the-
conversation is happening through the bond.
How long do we have? Remind me until they get here.
Several hours, they
An
said.
hour.
1 hour.
You have till they get here.
Yes.
Correct.
You have like 6 hours until they until they get
Oh.
here.
Well then, yeah. Why don't we fuck around until Sada's done? Just fuck around for a bit until Sada's done tuning to the ring.
Yeah. Why don't we go to like an area somewhere where we're not gonna blow up, like completely out of nowhere, and just start fucking around with it and like start doing stuff to it to make him think
Sure.
that's where it is, to get him all paranoid and be like, don't go. But actually, it's gonna make him go closer to where we want him to go. If that makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, it's kind of a narrow.
Yeah, it's a
path.
pretty
He's only
narrow
going to go
path.
where you want him to go. You can definitely do the misdirection thing and just make him think that you're working on stuff in a different spot. But yeah,
Yeah.
you guys can do that for an hour.
We're not the ones
absolutely.
paranoid. They're going to be the ones paranoid.
I'll walk up and down the place, just like using my sick ass new belt and my sick ass indomitable might thing to just stack huge rocks along one of the like splits after the fork.
Yeah, like on the
So
other
this one.
side of
Okay.
where the circle thing is.
Yeah, so like they're not going to be discouraged from going like just up this straight path, but like I'm setting up traps along one of these forks.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm doing that,
So you're
'cause
so what
Vanya
you're
holds
saying
a-
is you're pretending to set traps. You're pretending to set traps further down the path than where you're
Yes.
actually going to do it. Okay.
yes, I'm setting them further. I'm pretending to set
Yeah.
them up further down the path than where we are. And I mean, as a bonus, if they do end up
Okay.
going down this path, I can even use them.
Yeah, absolutely. If they get panicked and forget, then hey, you never know. But yeah, so you guys spend an hour just fucking about, doing a bunch of nonsense, until Sada
Other thing?
finishes. And sorry.
One other thing, because Vanya
Yeah.
rolled a 14 on his intelligence. Can I look around and see if there's anybody who's like watching us invisibly? And just keep an eye out for anybody who might be like watching us?
That would be more of a perception check.
Totally.
That's
No,
a,
no, the
that's a
intelligence is just to see if Vanya thinks of this.
oh, thanks of it. Yeah, make a perception check.
Fuck.
You don't
Swear I'm good at
you don't seem to notice
perception.
anybody. Coast
Okay.
is totally fair. Other than like wizard bullshit, obviously, but you know.
I swear I'm good at perception checks. There.
You guys spend an hour kind of just fucking about, until Sada comes over and informs you guys all telepathically that she's finished attuning to the ring. And so you guys all get within 60 feet of her. And about that time, the telepathic bond wears off.
That's good.
Well. Okay.
Cool. Well, I
It's about
guess you all.
Hour, right?
Well,
Yeah.
it would have worn off when we landed because we were in flight for an hour.
Yeah, it would have worn off when you landed. That's true. But yes, he gives you like the like come here motion, so you guys go over and get close. So yeah, so you guys probably have like another 2 hours before Ren and Pike arrive, if you want to get to what you're actually here to do. Sada is continually reminding, and she's like, her job right now that she's concentrating on is she's just making sure that nobody is more than 60 feet away from her. She's just keeping an eye on everybody. If people start to wander off, she's like, hey, 60 feet. And that's just what she's doing right now.
All right, let's set this trap.
Cool. So right here,
Okay.
the place previously identified.
Yep.
I'm
Yes.
going to use a 4th level spell to stone shape out a spot in the mountain.
Okay.
And just out of curiosity, how high up is that from the pass?
Like the highest point up here, or right there,
No, where we're putting the
where
thing.
you're planning, where you're putting it.
Yep.
That is the in between the purple and blue X. The halfway between the two of them is 60 to 70 feet up at a
Cool.
pretty sheer angle.
Well, I'm gonna stone shape it out and turn to Biero. Do you want to put a glyph? Should I put a glyph? An explosive glyph to make it go boom?
I can do that if it would be helpful.
Either way.
Yep, I'll cast the glyph.
All right, you cast a glyph. You choose the fiery explosion, and it is how long does what's the casting time on that? Is it just one action?
It's an hour, actually.
Yeah.
Does it take an hour?
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Would
So
Residuum... No, we should be fine.
Yeah, we got time. We have 2 people who can cast the
so
glyph.
you spend next hour concentrating, and using your arcane force to carve the glyph into the stone.
Are we setting the trigger to like the tremors of an army marching by, basically?
No, I wouldn't take the chance on that. I would set the trigger to when I want it to go off.
So code word for it.
Yeah, because we're going to be 300 feet away, because Tharn still needs to do his earthquake.
Okay.
We won't be we probably won't be 300 feet away from that. We'll be a distance away, but we'll be able to see it. So
Right.
We're not just blind igniting
Yeah.
it and have it hit whatever it wants. We're going to be hidden, but we're going to be somewhat within visual range of it. So
Cool.
I would personally do. It's your call. I would just personally do it as like I want it to go off now.
Yep, sounds good to me.
One of you guys want to blast Glyph of Warding into the chat real quick for me too? Por favor. Ooh,
Oh, damn.
Big
Yep.
Jesus. All right.
You asked for it.
I regret everything. We'll consult it when we need to. So you spend the next hour doing that. The rest of you can't be more than 60 feet from that location because that's where Sada is centered.
Yeah, I'll ask Vanya to assist me in gathering up rocks and stone and whatnot from the rest of the area
put over top.
that we can use to put over top.
Totally.
Can I be making like perception checks just to see if there's any forward scouts?
Sure. Make a perception check.
Can I also get in on that?
About an hour's gone by. The glyph just got done. You kind of look up, look around.
Vanya, do you want to make your own roll, or you want to give me advantage?
Hello, motherfucker.
I think I have a better perception mod than you do, but I'll just
Hey,
make my
Tommy.
own.
How about you both?
All right.
How about you both just roll?
Yep.
Come on.
Wow. Hey.
Looking around, you guys don't notice anything.
So I think I
You also
fixed
have
shit
about
now,
another
Tommy.
hour
I think I
until,
did because I
Fike
turned
and
off.
Ren get there.
cheer entirely on one
Yep.
and added it
I'll
only
take a
on the
break
other.
from juggling
So fingers
boulders
crossed.
to help Tharn close up the spot above
Oh, but shit, I didn't
the
add it to this overlay.
close
Shit.
up the spot above the
I added
glyph
it
of
to my
warding.
video games one. Damn it. Ugh.
Sure.
I
Totally.
will assist him.
I need to do that, but I
Totally.
can't get over to the other one to add it right now. Shit.
You do so. That one's all covered up.
Actually.
Do we have to
Yes, you
make
can.
like a any kind of check to see if it's like
It reminded me.
hidden well enough, or
I need to add it.
If that's something that you're
No,
trying to
the-
accomplish, is to make it look like just part
like
of
it
the
looks
terrain.
real?
It's a good thing to do right now. Before I
Make
forget.
a
Survival?
yes. Make a survival check.
Haha! I am good
Okay.
at this one.
There's mine.
It looks pretty hidden.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Let's do exactly that.
Wait, do we bring enough to set multiples of these, or just the one?
We have 3,
With 3.
Brought enough to set 3.
so we
Okay.
could do all 3.
Yeah, we've got time. We still have like 4.
That's how much you asked them to get for you. So that's how much they gave you.
Okay.
I say go big or go home.
So we'll do it. So same thing again.
Yep.
Same thing again. Totally. You
Wait,
spend
hold
a
on.
spell
No,
slot
set
to.
multiple.
What?
Yeah. We can only set 2 of them this way.
Why?
Because you can only have one glyph of warding active at a time.
Got it.
Mm,
All right. No biggie.
But you
So
can
we'll
set
just
up
set-
another one.
We'll just set up the second one right there. Or
Okay.
did you want to set up
That
the second one right there?
That one's not quite as high. That one's not quite as high, Tharn. That one's only about 40, 50 feet. This one over here.
I say keep with the higher one. More chance of more rocks.
How high is this
And
one up here?
That one is even shorter still at like 30, 40 feet. More like 20, 30.
Okay, let's set this one then.
Okay. You spend the spell slot to shape stone, and you spend another hour casting Glyph of Warding. This time you do it, Tharn. For the explosive, you are able to do so. You place the second keg of black powder in there. Vanya and Noxus, you guys use your big muscles to gather rocks to try and cover it up and blend it in. Make another survival check.
Give Vanya advantage.
Okay, Vanya, you got advantage.
there
25.
we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Right as you
That
guys
should hopefully
are
work.
finishing up with that one, Fike and Ren arrive on Crackle.
I'm going to, gather up with the group and not say anything until then.
Yep.
So once we get within 60 feet, you're all done now. Yeah.
Hmm.
Major thing.
Well, we have one more cask, and there's that over there. And Noxus points to the other ledge, but we can't use another glyph of warding for it. So
Why not?
because as Tharn explained, or did Tharn explain?
No.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. As Tharn explained,
Yeah, he did.
you can only the caster can only have one up at a time. Wizard bullshit.
Is there are there like fuses to these casts, like long dynamite fuses? Like
No, it's literally just like a giant wooden beer keg full of black powder.
Out of character, I don't think that's how that works. But whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because it doesn't like glyph of warding isn't concentration or anything. It just lasts. Why wouldn't you be able to cast it more than once?
Hmm.
Because
Thought
apparently
that-
that's what the spell says. I don't know.
I
Where
does
does it
thought
not.
say that?
It does not say that.
I don't know. It's your guys' spell. You're supposed to know what it does. It's not my
You're thinking of
responsibility to know what
contingency.
your shit does.
Yeah, you made me think.
Seriously, it's not my job to know what your shit does.
Well, I'm confused because Mark was very. Mark was
thought
very
that,
sounded very
when you
certain.
cast another glyph, the other glyph becomes inactive. I thought that's how glyph of warding worked.
It doesn't say
It
that
might
anywhere on
not.
it.
Okay.
No, that's
well, then, never
contingency.
mind. We'll set the third
Yeah,
one.
contingency.
Alright.
So all three will be able to go off.
You guys
correct?
spend.
Malor makes mistakes twice a day.
like a broken clock. No, yeah. You guys, if you guys want to spend another hour, you can definitely do, and you have the spells another spell slot for Shape Earth or Shape Stone or
We
whatever.
have the time.
You can totally.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you can totally do it. You guys spend another hour. You open the spot, Tharn. Who's casting the glyph this time? Biro or Tharn?
Hmm?
Going once.
I can do it again.
All right.
Wait, hold
So you
on.
cast.
Glyph of warding is a
Third.
third level spell. Yeah, that's what
Third.
I thought. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm just gonna test it to see
All
if it works.
So you cast Glyph of Warding. Nox and Vanya, you guys make another survival check.
Damn it! It's broken.
Go ahead, Vanya. I'll give you advantage.
Shit!
Ooh, even better.
I swear I fixed
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't do it right.
Even better than the last one. The last two. Yeah. So it has taken you guys approximately 4 hours to do. So best guess they're 2-ish hours away. But you've got all three of your glyphs and barrels set up.
Cool.
All right. So
Next step: find some place to hide
yes.
that is hit. We are hidden. We are visually within. We have visual on all of this. Also, when it comes to ranges and stuff, any other spells that anybody else wants to cast, know what your distance is. I don't think we don't need to be 300 feet away from, say, here, right? Because we're dealing with angles and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, I
the
didn't
earthquake.
I didn't see where your
Like the north of the
didn't
map.
see where your ping
like
was. I'm
basically,
sorry.
we're probably going to be hiding off map somewhere, but we don't need to be
Oh, yeah, I would
300
assume
feet
so. Yeah.
away from the edge of the map. Especially not if you guys have any spells you want to cast.
Oh
that
wait,
have
that was
a
coming directly from
100-foot
Streamlabs,
range,
so of course it go directly to
150-foot
Streamlabs.
range,
Shit,
anything like
sorry.
that.
It should
So-
still work. I just can't test it through that.
So do we have
Yeah,
to be?
there's definitely there's all sorts of rock outcroppings and formation. There's plenty of spots that you guys can. There's plenty of little nooks and crannies in this place for you guys to hide, elevated positions that you would be able to see. But remember, you guys don't want to be more than 60 feet away from Sada, so it would have to be it'd have to be a hiding spot that's got enough spots that are relatively close enough to each other that you could all stay within distance of her.
Right.
So I would say the group can make either perception or investigation checks, your choice. Everybody can
Yeah.
make their
Yep.
own as you guys kind of like fan out looking for a spot. How
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say how far away you guys can tell me how far away you guys are looking if I tell you you succeed.
Oh shit! Really?
Oof.
Are you
no.
kidding me? Pike, thank you.
There's not a specific distance for glyph of warding. You can be 100 feet away and still make it go boom, correct?
I think as long as you're on the same plane of existence.
I think as long as you're on the same plane of existence, you can just tell it.
So I would say like 120 feet for Nox, because that's his Eldritch Blast, if need be.
But the other thing is, from what point? Like 120 feet from down here, like the southernmost part of like where the shit's going off.
Yeah, I would say like
or
it from this point around here, because
On the
that's
center
where
of the
probably
map? Okay.
yeah, because that's probably where most carnage is going to happen.
All right, all right. So, Nox, you are able to find a spot within the distance that you like. You guys don't even need to tell me right now what the distance is. I'm just going to tell you it was the same DC for everybody. So Vanya, whatever distance you were looking for, you find a spot that'll work for everyone.
Okay.
Noxus, whatever distance you were looking for, you find a spot that'll work for everyone. And Fike, whatever distance you were looking at, you find a spot that'll work for everyone.
Would have
I
been really fun.
probably would like. Okay, I'm gonna look for one that's within 60 feet of Nox's 120 feet one, because I'm going to assume that Sada's hiding there with him.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said before, you guys all need to be within 60 feet of
Sada.
Sada. So
she's in the
it's
middle.
not. Yeah,
we
it's
can
not
be-
like. It's not. Yeah, it's not like. It's yeah. Like what I'm saying is, Nox found a spot where there's a radius of 60 feet that you can find a spot to hide in.
Oh, dope.
if you
Okay.
That's what. That yeah.
So
That's
three
what's going on.
three of us have found one of those.
Yeah, however far away you want from whatever spot on the map you want. But you guys need to decide, like, basically, like, we are off the map. You can tell me we are off the map in this direction, from this point, from whatever point, this many feet. You tell me, those of you who succeeded.
All right, like what? Well, let's all us three. Let's
Who
say
hosted?
let's say what points we
missed it.
wanted, and then let's kind of
'Cause
see
it
what
didn't
the
show on
group
my thing. What the hell?
agrees. Like that's a good point. You guys want to do
That's
that?
exactly what I meant.
Kinda,
Like, how far away? Like, what's the position?
No,
And
I'm
then
not-
I'm
I'm
here for the host.
I'm
120
we
feet.
wanna-
Hold on, let me.
120 feet north
Why
of the
didn't I
main
put it in my
intersection.
chat?
Let's
That's
go
weird.
with that.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. Like
That's so weird.
I'm semi-useless out of like melee distance, like because I only throw daggers. So like,
Me too.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
we
feel
can
that.
be on the closer to the intersection end of that 120 feet.
And then that also gives us
Okay.
a better head start back home.
Well, here's also an important question, right? When everything goes off, are you going to be trying to drop spells on the people that are? God damn it! I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Are you trying to drop spells like on the people that are here, possibly being covered by rocks, or are you trying to drop the spells on the army getting bunched up all the way at the south that isn't being hit by the rocks?
So I think the common denominator or the consensus was we don't want them to think somebody did this, right? You were saying that when we were back in the room.
Well, I was saying when we initially hit them, right? Like the first rock slides, they're the idea is that we do it in such a way so that they don't know that there's somebody casting spells standing 100 feet away from where the army is, right?
Mhm.
But after that happens, let's say that this works perfectly. Let's say we do this and there's a shit ton of rock slides and 80% of all of the soldiers that are in our little trap just get absolutely crushed the fuck into jelly, right?
Okay.
Everyone behind them is going to like stop because there's just been a gigantic rock slide. Now they're just standing there. Now at that point, we can go, all right, and thinking of it kind of like in initiative stuff and not wanting to roll too low of an initiative if they start shooting shit back at us. We can, in a round, all of us cast an action that hits that second group with spells and stuff, and then still have the option to GTFO or to stay there and keep flinging spells at him.
Okay, then I would say we need to be closer to this point over here then if we're going to do that.
Maybe higher up the mountain face, like on this side or on this side, so that our distance is more vertical than it is horizontal, right?
Okay.
So like maybe
Yeah.
further up the mountain over here or over here, as opposed to hundreds of feet in that direction.
Yeah. I like over here because I remember him saying that this point here is taller than the others. So that means there's probably more up that way.
Right, and there's also up the mountain that's off the map, right? Because these are like peaks that we're in the middle of.
Yep, that is correct.
So Bureau says he's listening as much as he can. He says trigger the
Yeah.
slides and then get the fuck out. So that's what Bureau's input is.
Specifically, if there is a significant number of troops surviving, he says.
Okay.
I do like that idea, Tharn. In doing as much damage as we can for one round, and then at the end of the round, Bureau basically says, "I hold my," or basically is like, "I teleport us out of there at the end of our surprise round." So I like that idea a lot. And
Because
then we
if
get
we're
our full rest.
if we're up the mountain and all the armies that are that are south of the rock slide, if we just start dropping, say, firestorms or like big area of effect immediate attacks on them, obviously we're high enough up that even if they know where we are, they can't counterspell it. But in the time that we hit these guys and then the mages turn around and start going, they're up there, blast them, meteor swarm, like all that sort of shit, we have the
Right.
opportunity to just bounce. But we also have rained a lot more destruction on them and everything.
Right.
I guess is what I'm saying. But I'm not
really
making a decision for the group. I mean, I'm just putting this out there. I don't know if,
Right.
if that's something you guys want to do or not.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, I think you, I, and Bureau are the only ones who can do like area effects from far away, right? Like Vanya, does your belt give you the ability to shoot lightning from far away, or do you got to be up closer?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Well, I know Kursk has Firestorm also
Kursk does
from the
have Firestorm.
necklace.
Okay. Renata, Fike, what about you guys? Do you have anything like that or no?
He also has other stuff from the Helm of Brilliance.
Sure does. Kursk has 6 prismatic sprays, 12 walls of fire, and 22 fireballs.
Ooh.
Wow. My best ability to stop from a distance would be the lightning spell that Crackle and I can do, but that leaves us closest to them at the time. Otherwise, I have
you where?
Yes.
That puts you in the middle of them.
Yeah, like that's why she's saying. That's why she was explaining it. But otherwise,
okay, cool.
Yes. What I'm continuing.
Like,
thank
wait,
you.
Okay.
I was getting
sorry,
to that.
sorry.
Jeez. What the fuck? That's
You
literally
got
what I was
DM
just
nervous
saying.
there for a second.
No, but unfortunately, that would leave
Right,
me in the middle of things. Otherwise, I have the Wand of Magic missiles still, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Let's not put you in the middle of everything.
No.
Yeah,
would be
unless
very
you did
bad.
something like Fight got on your horse with you, you did that and hit a bunch of people, and then he dimension doored the both of you back to us. But that
hit
also
4 people and then back to
Yes.
us.
Oh yeah, that's not.
I could do that.
Yeah, 4 people
Chain
doesn't
lightning,
seem. Yeah, 4 people doesn't seem
Yes.
very worth it.
But that is
Okay.
the most I could get at once.
Yeah. So I have my maddening darkness that can reach the 150 feet. So us being 120 feet is fine.
I would suggest if you have anything that works for that, use the spell slot on something that happens instantaneously. Because remember, after you cast it, there are a bunch of other casters there that if it's something that is a concentration spell, that they can try and dispel it. Now, you may get one turn out of hurting them, But again, it keeping the idea of like initiative in place, you may bring it up, and then it's like at the start of their turn they take damage, and then they just go dispel, and the whole thing goes away before it can hurt anybody else, right? So if you have something that's like an instantaneous explosion that or damages a large area.
I have Flame Strike, but that's not a large area. What about Wall of Light? Wall of Light is
Hey, Taz, how you
120
doing?
feet, but that's concentration. I have a lot of concentration,
Right.
unfortunately. I don't have a lot of big booms that can do that. My best one would be Maddening Darkness or Wall of Light. And they're both concentration.
Yeah, his best one would honestly probably be the Maddening Darkness.
Yeah.
And it says it only takes one action, but it's a concentration up to 10 minutes. The thing is they're going to be in complete darkness. Like even if you have dark vision, you can't see. Only Noxus would be able to see in it because he has the thing he can see through magical darkness. Everybody else can't see. So it's gonna be a surprise. So they're not gonna really know what to do right away. So we get one surprise round, and then it would be the next round. So we just get out of there after the surprise round. They wouldn't be able to dispel it. They would take the damage.
And I guess, and then part of the other thing is that magical darkness would also prevent anybody else who's casting a spell from being able to target exactly where they're dropping it. So that would be the last thing to do.
Yeah, I would go last for mine.
You can't cast Meteor Swarm with Wish.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right,
what we were
it's a ninth
saying.
level spell.
Yeah, it's a 9th level spell.
But there are other things that can be cast. I know Biero and I talked about it a little bit, and he's listening. He's semi with us. I wouldn't want to make a determination for him what to cast in a given situation, but if he's going to use that for something, there are options for that as well.
I am the single target assassin. I am useless in this situation. There is no reason for me to be here.
Sorry, Fike.
I'm literally just watching my friends go, "Oh, that was cool. Oh, that was cool. All right, yeah."
I'm just sitting off to the side juggling boulders.
You're here to watch the scheduled controlled demolition.
Well, actually, what you could do.
They're blowing up the Stardust Casino, and you're like, I'm here for the party.
What you could do is you and Renata could fly back and get some preparations if you want. If you guys don't want to sit here,
You two could peace out if you want, yeah.
And I could give Vanya.
That's probably not a good idea.
No, okay. No, I agree. I don't think it's a good idea, but like, as soon as we're done, we're getting out of here.
All right, so we're ready to pull some triggers?
I think so. I mean, we don't really know what Bureau is gonna do, but
Bureau knows.
One more thing to talk about just before we pull this, and it's a simple yes or no. Vanya, do you want to, as we know they're approaching, control weather and start taking the 10-minute cycles to turn to make the low-hanging fog that you can then eventually turn into like sleet and snow and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, I was just going to go full ham with the fucking winter storm on them as they were coming in. Because, like, if best case scenario, they suffer in the snow, they suffer in, like, the fucking storm, and we get several more hours in which the rest of you guys can rest and recover your spell slots while they just suffer trying to march.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I think that helps.
Also, I really just want to use control weather on these people.
Yeah, and I'm all for it.
That is a good enough reason.
I mean,
if we really need a cast of it, Bureau can use it from the flute, I'm pretty sure.
I don't want to sound like a dick considering the things that are going on in the United States right now, but these people are from the Reifenmist jungle, and they're severely not prepared for a sleep. I don't want to be an asshole.
That's true.
Yeah, no, right. They are San Antonio unprepared for Minnesota weather.
Yes, that makes total sense. I can agree with that. So
They're actually from
I'm
south
down.
of the Reykjanes jungle. Like,
So even they're
uh,
from Super
alright,
Texas.
Yeah. So from
yes.
a mechanic standpoint, I guess that all that I was saying, and of course, you know, Vanya, your call how you want to do this. I was just thinking from a mechanic standpoint, if you have to spend an hour casting it, right?
10 minutes to cast, and then it
10
takes
minutes to
the
cast,
D4
and then
times 10 minutes for it to settle in. So I'll
Right.
probably start casting around an
Well, you
hour.
got about an hour and a half. So
Yeah, well, then I'll
you
probably
got
start
about an
casting.
hour and a half now.
I will pop a squat
Totally.
and start
So you start
meditating
casting.
and do my best to seize hold of the weather and bend it to my will.
Yeah.
You begin to
Also, as a
do
reminder
exactly
for
that.
okay, and then as a continuation with this, and a reminder for Biero, when we teleport out, do not teleport us indoors in the fort. Otherwise, Vanya's control weather is going to go poof.
He says he's got it.
He says
Cool. Yep.
he's got it.
Now
Cool.
I'm watching
All
that
right.
now to
So-
get his stuff. All right.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right.
All right. So, Vanya, you begin to get down and you begin to meditate and concentrate on the storm within you and putting that storm without you about you. And you guys watch as over the course of the next several minutes, the skies begin to change and the weather begins to shift. All of you who are hiding in amongst this area, I need stealth checks from everyone.
Would like to, if we're stealthing, would like to cast pass without
I
a
will
trace.
say, all right, you cast pass without a trace.
Mhm.
You all have advantage because you have quite a bit of time to do this.
I would also like to cast invisibility at will without expending a spell slot
Plus 10.
on us.
That's a 29 for Vanya.
Wait, what? Noxus?
I got an invocation last, and it's I can cast invisibility at will without expending a spell slot.
34.
On just yourself, right?
Well, it's at a 5th level, wouldn't it be?
No.
Well, it's
probably
without.
No.
expending a-
No,
Then I
it's
make
spell-
myself invisible.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say that's. I mean,
It's
some pretty broken
it's
stuff.
it's
in
at
fight.
15th level, so I mean I don't know. I
Yeah,
just assumed.
being able to cast invisibility on your that's like having the a legendary magic item, the Ring of Invisibility. Like you can take an action to cast invisibility on yourself at will. That's like that's
Alright.
crazy.
So
It's
I
awesome.
got
Don't
a
get me wrong. I'm just saying you
29.
can't cast it all. Right.
So I got a 29.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
just got a
Tharn,
40.
even
I
you have a
got
24.
47 stealth.
Mhm.
Oh, 47.
Yeah.
Sada got a 41, so not that far behind you.
I kick her out of my spot that I found.
But it's the best spot, obviously. So you guys all hide. About an hour goes by. So you can, at this point, Vanya, the weather could be anywhere you want it to be. Where is it currently? Approximately an hour out from their arrival.
The weather is shifting into a Arctic cold blizzard with storm winds. The worst cold
Okay.
weather that I can, basically the worst cold weather I can make it with control weather.
Okay.
I'll spare a
absolutely.
thought. I'll spare a thought to tell everybody else to bundle up before I start casting this as well. You
Will
might
do.
want to
Okay.
put a jacket on. This is gonna get cold.
Look.
Another hour goes by, and you all begin to hear rumbling, which at first you think is the storm, and then recognize as it's too synchronous for that. It is the heavy marching of feet. It is now approximately like 8 o'clock at night. Um, and that is when you see the first with one of the flashes of lightning that's in the sky. You see the first bit of troops that enter the pass. With many right behind them.
Oh, DM.
As yes,
Can we also assume that since we knew how they were approaching when they were approaching, that Viero cast Rory's telepathic bond again, so that we can talk to each other during this?
yeah, absolutely, totally.
Okay.
More march in behind them as they continue to march forward. More time passes as they continue to fill the space. As the first group arrives
Hey,
at
footprints. Oh,
the
shit.
park, you see they begin to alter off to one side. As the group behind them, it looks like they're going to be alternating, going down each path, as the area appears to be full at the moment. You all know that this moment right now is probably, with your divination from before, this is the moment for optimal triggering of your trap if you're going to do it.
Let's light it up.
I telepathically say to Viero, boom.
3 explosions go off that trigger secondary explosions. You watch like one of the flashes of lightning lights 3 of them light up the night sky as huge explosions of rock begin to slide down in onto these individuals that are marching. Shit goes absolutely crazy. As I need to make some Tharn and Beer. Do you guys have the same save DC on your spells?
19.
Bureau, are you at a 19?
Yeah.
He is at a 19.
He's at a 19
So,
also.
all right. So here's how this is going to work. All right. I am going to make a save for each battalion, which is each one of these groups. All right. Depending to see if they're gonna. I'm gonna have you guys roll damage from the rock slide to see if as a group if they succeed or fail on the dex save for half damage. I'm just gonna tell you, each one of these little individual soldier guys has 15 hit points. So basically, what we're gonna do is like a sleep spell with this damage, depending on whether they save for half or take the full damage. They are going to. Like, I'm just going to start for each 15 points of damage, a guy gets ticked off. Okay.
Okay.
So, the first group right here is only getting it from one angle. So they're gonna roll dexterity save. Oh, they rolled a natural 19.
Oh.
They're
So that is a
heavy on
total
your
of
troops,
20.
so we'll see.
They only have a +1, so that's a total of 20 to their dex save against your DC. So that's a success. So they will take half damage. However, the damage that you are rolling is 15d10.
Nice.
Get it. Get it. Up.
Not 1d10.
That's only one d10.
Oh shit! I was trying
Only
to.
14 more.
Well, I was trying to click on the thing for the dice roller to come up, and I guess when I was
I know,
clicking on the
it's
dice
fine,
roller
it's
icon,
Back.
Okay.
Sorry.
you said 15,
Welcome back, Miro. 15
15d10.
d10, yes. Yes.
All right, it's frozen again. Ah, there we go. All right.
Back.
79. All right. So, so half of that would be 39. All right. So that means boom, boom. All right. This group over here. Oh, that's. Um. This group over here fails their save. They're getting it from one angle. So they also take 15d10. So we'll keep
Roll it again.
that roll because that was the same. Nope, we'll keep that roll because it was the same explosion. But they did not make their save, so they take full damage. So all right. Now this secondary group here is actually getting it from two angles. They're getting rock slide from this direction and from this direction. So roll another 15d10, Tharn.
Fuck off.
It's a little better.
So 97. That's quite a bit better. So 97 plus 79 is
176.
176.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
They failed their save.
Get wrecked. Nice. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Too high, Flint will too love.
Same with this
Thank you
group,
very
getting it
much.
from two angles. So now
For beating up some Arby's.
Piero,
How
I
are
need
you?
you to roll 15d10.
Fucking up some troops in this game of Risk.
Alrighty. My computer will cooperate. How about 15d20?
15d10.
88 miles per hour.
88. 88 miles per hour.
Fuck you, Thomas Army.
So,
Fuck you, hobgoblins.
so 97 plus 88 is
Thomas P.
185.
Hobgoblin Bojangles.
They also did not succeed. All right. This group back here is only getting it from 1 from the 88. They fail their save. So and the last group the same. They rolled a natural 20. So they take 44 only. So all right. So the rock slides all go off and begin crushing in down on the groups. You guys were not detected in any way, shape, or form. You all have a surprise round, so you all get one full turn before we're gonna roll initiative if you want to do anything.
Ooh.
Okay, well let's start with this since we're still
Approximately 100. You are approximately, given where you are positioned in the 60-foot radius of Sada, 150 feet away from here.
150 feet away from where?
The center area here.
The center group here.
Okay. Well, the next thing I was going to do may affect some of this as far as us still being hidden and whatnot. Because if I earthquake like 100 feet up, 120 feet up the top of this mountain right across from us, it's not making my circle thing. That would be within the 300 feet, and from the point that the 5-foot square that I earthquake, it radiates out in 100-foot radius around that. So that whole mountain would be getting hit by earthquake turn after turn. I'll throw it in the chat, or I'll throw it in the thing.
Fairly
and some of
familiar
it's
with the
DM's option. So
yeah.
Pardon?
I said I'm fairly familiar with the spell, but yeah, go ahead and toss it
Oh,
up
I know,
in the
right? I'm so
in the
happy
chat.
Burst asked for the models, and they made
Well,
those
like I said,
things that were so
this is
good.
like not technically inside combat yet, so it's a little bit more free flowing. So you don't have to go first if you don't want, Tharn. Somebody else can go first. It's basically you all get an action, bonus action, and a movement action, and then we're gonna roll initiative if you guys are still here.
Right. Well, I guess the point that I'm making is that if we're still fully hidden, right? So there's been a couple of explosions, rocks have started falling. Now an earthquake has just started,
Yeah.
and potentially more shit's falling on them and everything. If we can stay hidden for another 30 seconds, 6 rounds of the earthquake dropping shit on them, right? Because even conceivably, if we are hidden, maybe somebody starts looking around to be like, oh, is something going on? Is something happening? But the minute that anyone takes an action that would get rid of our hidden status, then we're targeted. So
Well, if you cast Earthquake and you maintain concentration, just me teleporting us somewhere doesn't cost you concentration. So we can stay really hidden by just not being the fuck there.
True.
I mean, that's all up to you guys. I will say that Earthquake does has verbal and somatic components, so there is a chance that you might be noticed casting the spell. I will say it's not a great chance, seeing as how far away you are, the visibility conditions, and the amount of noise that's being made currently. But there is a chance.
Oh, it is 500 feet. Why did I think it was 300? Why? I've been so fucking off on spell stuff today. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean,
no worries.
I mean, being 150 feet. Yeah, being 150 feet away. Like, if we were more than that, I wouldn't be able to cast my maddening darkness.
Right. No. We definitely still need to be as close. It's just I'm brain farting it up a storm today.
No worries,
so
man.
I will go last in the area of effect castings. So whoever's gonna go ahead. And I will go last.
Well, okay. Well, people are figuring out what they want to do. Why doesn't Kursk just go? Because he just firestorm on these people.
Well, again, the point that I was trying to make is if I can earthquake and we don't get discovered, and we get another full round, then I can firestorm and we can all go off at once. But otherwise, this is the only thing I get to do.
Well, I mean, sure. Then let's go for the earthquake and see if we can stay hidden for another round.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We're in like a really fucking heavy Arctic blizzard. Odds that anybody is going to see us are very low.
Let's do it.
And also, they just had like a good chunk of the canyons they're in drop on them. I doubt they are looking. Many of them are looking for like us.
Like Bureau said, let's wing it.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Start the
All right.
earthquake.
I'm gonna make a check here with disadvantage, and I need to roll basically 2 natural 20s in order to see you. But we'll see here. One of them was a natural 20.
So
The other one,
disadvantage.
not, however.
Hey.
The other one, however, not a natural 20. So you, as far as you can tell, remained hidden for the moment.
So earthquake's going.
Yep. And there's
All
no
right,
so
there's no initiative, correct?
So Tharn, not yet.
Okay.
You step out and cast Earthquake on this mountain over here, which begins to rumble. And with the initial explosion already, it's already unstable as more rocks begin to slide. I'm going to say everyone, this group over here, is going to have to make another set of saving throws.
Nice.
Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
And finally, we get to use that. It's our turn.
You only had to be 18th level to do it.
Yep.
This one
Only
fails. This group fails. This group fails. This group fails. And all groups fail. So go ahead and roll another 15d10 there, Tharn. As the canyon again tries to collapse in on them. So that's 95 for each.
Woo.
Oof.
All right. And now with that going, and Bill doing math, on our surprise round, we can decide, are we going to focus our spells that we're dropping up top on them, on the middle, which is getting pounded, or on the southernmost part?
I say hit them where they're hurt. Take out the most. We're here to make the most carnage, so might as well keep going with that.
Okay.
So that was the earthquake.
Which is still going, by the way, and we'll continue doing things. But
I think I will say, as far as that is concerned, with the earthquake continuously going, that's as much rubble as gonna probably fall on them. They could still continue to take damage just from generally being inside the earthquake, probably like the 5d6 bludgeoning damage, continually. But as many rocks as are gonna fall have fallen.
Also, it opens fissures.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's
Oh
the
yeah.
other.
Full damage.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying like rubble
Like I
falls
said,
off the side.
it's
splitting
still
the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it's still doing damage and shit.
I'm mostly
Like,
just
I just-
very excited.
Yeah, right.
There's probably
I'm not
no more- there's
reminding you.
probably-
I'm just
all I'm
very
saying
excited.
is all I'm saying is there's no more 15 d10s coming coming. is all I'm saying. But anyway, if you guys, it sounded like you wanted to. Some of you guys wanted to set off some stuff. So
Yeah, Vanya, Kursk.
Yes, Kursk would like to firestorm.
okay, where would he like to firestorm?
I think as I zoom out a bit to make sure, I think if Kursk focuses his shit through this regiment, he can, or through this like clump, he can basically just firestorm the whole clump and subject like everyone in it to a firestorm. He may even be able
Okay.
to get Boss Boy over, presumably Boss Boy over here with his firestorm as well. I think I can draw the squares for you if you want, but I'm pretty sure the distance for.
Basically, just kind of give me how many groups can you encompass? Can you get this group and this group? Is that or just the
No,
one?
I think if I I can firestorm one complete group of them, and have it hit,
Okay.
and have the firestorm hit each of them. I don't think I'd have to do like half of two of them.
Yeah, well, because each of the D10 squares does the rolled damage. So
Yes.
if they have 15 HP, it wouldn't just be the total damage. It would.
No, yeah, it's going to be very. Go ahead and what's the DC on stuff from the helm?
It's from the amulet, which I believe is 17.
Oh yeah, so it's a 17. Okay.
So I know this says 10.
All right, so I'm going to say as. Yeah, so 42. So, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go. All right, fail. Succeed. Fail. 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 Oh, nope, they succeed. All right. And then. Okay. This is 44. It's fine. You said 17. That's what I was going on.
Yeah. No, I'm just putting that there.
I was basically. I was basically for ease. I was basically doing it by row, and they don't have the hit points to survive. You know what?
A failure.
Yeah, even with half damage. Even with half damage, they're dead. That group is just pouring out. Both of these guys succeed on their save though, so they're still up.
Okay. Well, they take 21
Right,
points.
so no, yeah, they took the damage.
Well, that's Kursk.
Yep, that's Kursk.
Yay, Kursk.
Vanya's not doing shit, so whatever the rest of you guys want to do.
I don't think Ren's got anything or Fike's got anything. Biero, Noxus,
You don't know
Tharn?
anything?
Yeah, I was gonna go literally last because I was gonna be blinding. So
Okay.
you know, I'll go after Bureau.
Can I do that thing
Zero?
the one-eyed guy did in Helm's Deep and just shoot an arrow out of nowhere and just go fuck?
Let's
I messed up.
just make a quick call. Tharn, do you want to get off one more spell?
I mean, I'm definitely going to Firestorm. Remember, this is a surprise round, so even once we've revealed ourselves, we can still bounce out next turn.
Okay.
If you want to, lay a hurting on somebody.
Yeah.
So.
Then I will also Firestorm. And I'll hit the top right group.
I'll hit the top left group.
Okay.
Wow,
Okay.
that is some terrible firestorm damage.
Wow, that's rough. All right, so let's see here.
That's really
I'm just gonna do it this way. Ouch. Neither. Neither group made their save.
They are dead.
These guys did though. The leaders did, and their mounts. So.
They
was
ain't
that 12
happy.
and 14? Oh no, certainly not.
Wait, was this a significant part of their army, or is this just like 1/15 of what was marching up the?
Probably
This
115.
is 324. This is 384
This is about
people.
a regiment. This is a little bit less than
Oh, so this is
a regiment.
one regiment.
It's a little bit less than a
I
regiment.
I mapped it out. It's 384 tokens on screen, or there were 384.
Yeah,
got those.
each box formation is 64 soldiers. They're 8x8 box formations. Yeah, you guys are wrecking their shit. Like,
Yay!
We're actually putting a dent in this.
These guys, like they're just like foot soldiers, shock troops. They're not like elite warriors or anything. They have 15 hit points. They're
Were any of
yeah.
the stuff that we've been destroying the siege engines and things you were talking about, or the casters you were talking about?
That's all still. That's not. That hasn't even gotten into the canyon yet. This is all like just.
All right.
Captains leading their battalions, and yeah, those are at the back of the column for specifically for reasons like this. Or towards the back anyway. All right, so that's those two. All right. So at this, Noxus, what are you doing?
After they cast that, I'm going to cast it's a 60-foot sphere of maddening darkness right here.
Right where? Right there?
Yeah, right here.
All right, let's do this.
I want to try and encompass the whole group.
Oh, you can get at least 2 groups encompassed in this.
Oh, sweet.
Possibly all of 3.
If I can get all 3.
Place that
just about. If you move that like a little bit down into the left, I think you can get most of the third group as well.
Yeah, you won't be able to get the leader of that first group, but you can get like everybody else.
So I'll put it right there, and I'll get all of them. So the only one who wouldn't be getting hit is the leader up top, and then the few guys on the bottom.
All right, so yeah, so obviously I'm not making like 100 and something saving throws.
Oh, come on, Bill, why not?
What's your DC?
My DC is 19.
Nox? 19?
19.
Fail. It's a fail. Oh, this group succeeded. Roll damage.
Did I make a macro for it?
Oh wait, it's at the start of their turn. So never. Hold on. I'll keep those saves if it's. But yeah. All right. So roll initiative.
Not a bad initiative. So do we want to go one more round, or do we want Bureau to hold a teleport?
Why don't we just fucking go?
Well,
honestly,
I mean, Biero's not going first anyway, so
yeah,
stuff can still happen.
Yeah, might as well brick them up some more.
Fike, you act first.
I use my action
Do
to
you do any?
No.
All right, you don't do anything.
No.
Kursk.
Kursk is out of firestorms, but he will go ahead and, I guess, throw up a wall of fire through. Actually, no. Just fuck fuck this guy in particular, I guess, or this guy in
Which
particular.
guy? Oh, that guy.
Top right
Okay.
leader. And he's gonna yeet a fireball at him from the Helm of Brilliance.
He is out of range of a
Is he?
fireball.
120 feet from us?
150 feet.
We're
150
150.
Oh,
feet is the range of a fireball. You're 150 feet from here.
All right.
oh, okay. Then
You're 150
Kursk.
feet from here.
Oh, okay. Then Kursk is just out of range for everything, so he'll just chill.
All right. So Kursk does nothing. Vaughn, yeah, does nothing. I assume,
Vanya will also
other than
just
concentrate on the storm.
chill. Yeah, Vanya will just chill and tap
All
his
right.
foot, waiting for Biro to teleport.
All right. I already made those. Roll damage for your darkness, Noxus.
Oh, dang it. Oh well.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I should have clicked the macro, but that's my fault.
I mean,
They
oh
all
no,
take 18 at minimum.
which means all of them die.
Well, it's not
all the
those
moves-
guys' turn. It's the captain's.
right.
It's the captain's turn at the moment. Yeah. What was I? Oh yeah. All right. Right. Two of them are in darkness and can't see shit. The rest of them are
I shot it up in the chat.
looking around trying to figure out what. Yeah. Shot what up in the chat for me?
Maddening Darkness, if you needed a refresher.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw
Okay.
it. The rest of them that can see are trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Well, shit. One of them, this one right here, turns and points up at you guys in the in your general direction, and shouts out. But that's all they can do. Biero, and then Tharn.
I'm just going to hold a teleport until everybody's had a chance to go, and then we're getting out of there.
All right, Tharn, do you want to do anything?
Go big or go home.
I mean, you got pretty much everybody in your maddening darkness. Doesn't seem worthwhile to blow a 9th level spell on things that are already going to be that I can't see, that are likely already going to be deadish.
Then
Just-
take out the other captains some more, I guess.
We can kill them later.
Does one of the captains look? I mean, I know we're high up and it's hard to see and everything, but was there like one of the captains that like Actually, no. You know what? The captain that I burned before.
Yeah.
I am going to. I'm going to guiding bolt him at 5th level.
Okay. That was the top right guy, right?
I think I went top left, but
Top left. Okay. A 30. Yeah, that definitely hits him. I mean,
and
for
I'll expend
Jesus.
one of my charges to add 2d6 to it.
Okay.
The way Bill's reacting, I feel like this might be overkill.
So that's 32, 38
8
points of damage.
Yep.
38.
Yep.
You blast him and watch him fall off of his mount. But he's still alive.
Barely.
Not by a lot, but he's still alive. He's just barely in double digits.
Well, now we know that these guys have about like more than 50 HP for the captain. So
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. At the end of my 211s, that brings us to these guys who, I mean, it doesn't matter if they save or not.
They just mass die.
Okay, bye.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just-
Knocks, 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 knocks.
The great part about this is that we will never know whether or not Nox succeeded or not.
That's true.
Magical darkness, and we can't see through it.
It just
Goodbye.
disappears, and it's just like everyone's just like, "Holy shit, they're all gone."
We see like one guy in the back like pass out of the circle, and just falls out. And like, oh, we got that one. That was good.
Goodbye.
Congrats,
probably-
Nox, you got one.
I mean, it's madness. Even though it's dark, I'm sure we just heard a sound like millions of souls crying out at once.
Yeah.
Shit tons of Wilhelm screams.
Yeah.
Shit ton of Wilhelm screams.
There's shrieks and
Yeah,
gibbering and
a
laughter
lot.
that's inside the body.
Noxus, it's your turn technically. You get a turn before Bureau's held action triggers technically if you want it.
I'm good. There's really nothing else I can do.
You're just like
Don't
you
drop
just
concentration.
and
Might as well
you're-
make the
you're-
rest of them walk through it.
Yep.
yeah, you just admire your
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, I'm just admiring my work, and I'm just like, Bahamut, thank you for this great boon of 7th level or 8th
Well-
level.
All right, so that brings us to Biero's turn. Biero, you were triggered action to cast teleport is about to go off as all of you hear in your heads. Oh, I'm so glad you are able to make it.
Fuck him.
As you,
Shit.
you
Don't we have the non-detection shit?
Yeah, not detection. No, it's divination is different.
No.
it's not divination.
Fuck, it's evocation. Yeah. Fuck him.
Yeah, he's just talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys teleport right back to the Emerald Outpost.
And we don't go back in the thing. We're outside, correct?
Yeah, because need to.
Because
I
I
made a
need
specific point of reminding Bureau of that,
Yes.
and I don't think that he would forget.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Earthquake is still going.
control weather
Control
is also
weather.
still going.
Control
why
weather is
we-
also still going
That's
as
why
is.
I needed to come
How
back
long does
outside.
your darkness last? A minute?
I think
10 minutes.
up to
Okay.
10 minutes. In a matter of 10 minutes, killed thousands of souls.
Not
Hundreds of souls. Hundreds.
thousands, hundreds. But you arrive back in the courtyard of the Emerald Outpost.
Prepare for battle.
Well, that went pretty well.
Indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
We can still
Now,
Took out their main foot soldiers, so now we have to worry about their specialty units.
You took out about pretty much an entire regiment. So.
Yeah, one regiment down for you all.
And that's where we'll pick things up next week.
Hey!
Hey.
Yay!
Good. Hey guys, we actually made a plan, and it went flawless.
It only took us the entire session.
Yeah,
to
right?
do.
It's like, I'm so bad at Risk. I'm so bad at Risk.
Yeah.
This is what you can do as high level PCs, man. You can take out you can take on armies.
Yeah, and then we can go to sleep and do it again in the morning when they're still like a couple hours away.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do it again. This time they'll be ready. So I think we'll probably set up forces.
I mean, there's not a ton that they can do for like, yeah, we're gonna firestorm you again, just out of counterspell range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I think,
there's not a ton they can do to that, but there's also not a ton we can do if Vandrick decides to just meteor swarm the whole place.
True.
Is kind of the corollary to that.
I mean, like what we could do is we could do like glyphs of warding all through here and just make a minefield.
no, we can't do that's
No.
the number of hours it would take to do that is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have the time, especially now.
I doubt
no.
And rest and
Yeah. Well, a lot of it's going to depend also on the lasting effect of that earthquake, because if I mean,
It was with only half the party
rocks falling
attacking.
and
Jeez.
everything, yeah, they can bring up the rear guard of the army with like the big cyclopses and everything to move them. They can have mages try to move them and everything, but you can't mage out a 40-foot deep, 20-foot wide fissure.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can build bridges to get over it and everything, but it's not like we only slowed them up for like 2 hours.
They're also doing it while, being frostbitten and shit. Because I assume they have, like, no cold weather gear. And have just been caught in an Arctic blizzard.
I mean, I wouldn't assume that. They're a well-supplied army.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be expecting it here now. They're expecting it like when they're up north.
They also just got caught in an Arctic blizzard
It's
with
wintertime.
Like 20 minutes.
Currently wintertime. Of course they have winter gear.
It's wintertime?
I mean, there's a difference between winter and Arctic winter, though.
Yeah, it is winter.
Yeah, he said that multiple times in multiple different ones.
My brain is.
I know we're kind of loosey-goosey with the calendar. I'm hoping to change that next campaign because I feel like it will help with immersion and stuff. But
how close are we to
I
Ember's
also want the
Eye?
campaign to take place over a longer period of time. You're like a month away.
All right.
It's the beginning of winter, but it's still winter. They knew where they were going and the climate of the place. They're not idiots. They are very well-equipped, well-trained trained, well-disciplined army. These are not a bunch
I
of
wish they were.
ravagers.
All right. Well, we'll see how it plays out then.
Hopefully in our favor.
Probably in our favor, but I mean, we will see.
All right. Who would like their experience? We'll pick up next week, and yeah, you guys will have to decide whether it's time to hunker down and wait for them to show up, or
Do it all
whether
again.
it's time to
Try to fuck them
go
over
hit
a
them
bit
again
more.
and see if that'll work again.
I doubt it will.
No, probably not.
Not as
Well-
successfully as the first time.
Not
Like,
as successfully,
on one hand,
but
Vandrick will be ready for it. On the other hand, from what we know, we should have this discussion after we get experience points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do it next. We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tharn 37, Nox 35, Bureau 34, Fike 36, Ren 34, and Vanya 35.
Okay. Cool.
I'm 3 XP away.
Oh no!
Holy shit.
No.
Damn.
I will give Fike.
Oh,
some
you know,
advice so
it's
we
not
can
like you
level
guys
up.
collected 2 vestiges. It's not like you guys collected
Oh,
2
no,
vestiges
yeah,
and fought a bunch of
100%.
boss creatures. You guys just kind of were bullies. You picked on a bunch of people's.
I
Oh,
effectively
Yeah,
just played
bullies.
this game and did nothing else.
I juggled rocks and
No.
made it cold.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, that was like
serious, I'm
we destroyed a
serious.
regiment with half the party not doing shit.
Pretty much. But Bill, I'm serious. I'll give some of my XP so Fike can level up.
Not how that works.
Nah, that's not how it works.
Aw.
I'm
We tried.
sacrificing it.
if only Fike had made 3 good Firefly references this episode.
Who could beat the one that Flint did
If
last
only.
week? Can't do that.
Why do we always wind up in the middle of a hobgoblin army marching base right before the what do they call it? Unification Day.
Looks like we showed up just in time to save the Emerald Outpost. What does that make us?
Big
Big
damn
damn
heroes,
hero.
sir.
Ain't we just?
Oh, don't worry. I'll have my revenge.
Also,
There
Noxus
you
can kill you with his brain.
It's not good for anything else.
Ooh, damn.
Nah, really, it's not. He's not that smart.
I'm going to introduce this commander to the chain of command.
It's a chain I beat you with until you realize who's in rotten command around here.
Alrighty. So no one levels up, I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
But we will pick next week with the defense of the Emerald Outpost.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Of the destruction.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Possibly.
Mayhaps.
I can just see Tharn just flipping everybody off as he goes through that little crevice, like "fuck you," and all of the shale and all of the avalanche just comes, and he's just like, "Goodbye."
Ooh, I get to do this now. So thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week. I'm going to send you over to my friend G4 Gaming, who is staff in the guild that I am part of. Please send her some love. Oh.
Goodbye, the internet.
Yes. Until next time,
Bye,
take care of yourselves.
internet.
Take care of each other.
Bye, internet.
Stay safe and stay healthy. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See you next.
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to